Salam, 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 salam. Ana waa Facebook nuyu naa leen ku nekk seen tur ak seen santa wax leen na nag sorry I'm a bit late ma nuyu leen rek si samedi bi wax leen na nag seen weekend di leen dalal nag waa Ajis Corner ñi bëgg a Ajis Corner wax leen ne welcome tey nag Saturday bi ñu am fi kan tey muy Singateh rice wala ñu ne naka Friki Joe tey rek ma dee wax na ba moo ko def ay Friki Joe so tey ñu am Singateh rice wala Singateh rejoice tey nag li ñoo waxtaane moo nekk tooyam bi ak Sesngom Miss Jobies and our Gambia. So basically we're gonna talk about everything about the tour gars yi nag ma wax leen ndeysaan show bi nag dafa late because show bi dafa waroon a am dama waroon a am a show with Singateh before mu dem Norway ak the ladies so si digal bi nag mu nekk 40 days si meeram bi bés buñ schedule show bi pour ñu waxtaan before mu dem mu nekk 40 days si meeram bi waaye we had the show scheduled like a month before so moom bàyyi toon xel ne tamit it was his mom's 40 days charity so then ñu am pour cancel after man ma faate ñu cancel so bi mu demee si tour bi tamit dama waroon a am a ChitChat so with him just to take you guys through biñ demee si tour bi the plan and was man moom our Gambia Miss Jobies and Sesngom ma isi leen Ajis Corner ñu talk about the show the tour but basically loolu tamit mënutoon a possible because of digal bi ak show bi seen xam nga schedule si mënut ma fit in but it was already planned so léegi I spoke to him just to give you guys a brief explanation. It's not what is trending. That's why we are doing this show. This show was planned and scheduled for today for a while. So basically, big guy munuta lifin. So I spoke to him ne nañ ko reschedule ñu def ko tey. So yàlla ñoo tombe nag dafa mel ni yàlla dafa waxoon ne show bi dafa xaar ba nga xam ne yu bëree xew ak yooyu noonu su ko defee too bi yëpp jeex ñu ñëw waxtaane yëpp tey nag ma Singateh dinañ laal fu nekk it's not an interview it's a chit chat so like I said the conversation so dinañ waxtaane xale jigéen ñi seen conversation si from like how they got the visa process lu tax ñoom why were the 3 people picked so basically we were going to talk about everything and how the project came about and like literally we're going to have a discussion on ma Singateh because people will want to know naka la si Singateh duggee naka la project bi ñëwee and why he thought of tamit ne it's high time pour artistes yi war a jógee Gambia war di dem di tour internationally comme every other country because mënoon naa nekk si dikkaam Norway ne du def dara dafa toog foofu noonu seetaan le wala mu dem def liggéeyam rek produce dem toppatoo ji soxlaam waaye muy involve artistes yi recently gis ngeen sax Fula Gangsta mu ko sign under a label so we're gonna talk about the visa process and all of that and tamit coow bi lembe and about guy liñ mënuta dem Germany dem perform and as you guys know man tamit I was invited pour host leen in Germany maybe people wouldn't understand so guy nekkoon Germany basically they contacted me the people that organized it contacted me pour man ma nekk kuy nekk on stage to introduce them and introduce the show and nekk on stage wax bi man asalaamaaleykum mbokk ñi kaay leen awa Gambia la tey Sesngom ak Miss Jobies waa kan moo fi nekk tey Ajis Corner moo fi nekk pour host ko hey xam nga lan la suñ ñetti jigéen ñi Gambia ñu wax ne ñii kenn du ñoom si music industry bi yëpp ñoom lañ tànn pour ñu ñoo nekk fi tey ajee ñu pour host leen mooy defar ba mu baax waaye gis nga foofu na mu yaaxu nag mu am lu fa kele yaa fa dugga ñu dismantul leen foofu noonu baaxut so nag ñu may Singateh nag mu dugga si ñu waxtaan naka dafa affaire si demee ba show bi cancellé in Germany flyers were posted things were posted on the internet basically status some things were said some things are unsaid some things we are still listening if other people will still come out and make comments and regards or say something xam ngeen man Ajis Corner rek ndeysaan man suma platform bi is for everyone ba pare man duma dee bëgg a topp rek ne tell rek ñu ne dama na man dama dee indi boromam mu ñëw ñu toog ñu waxtaan gis nga suñ waxtaanee rek ñu juboo ba pare nit ñi dañoo wax rek xam nga su waxee fii kële wax fële xamul naka la affaire bi demee waa aji daf la dee indi amul no disrespect ñu toog ñu waxtaan audience yi tamit waxtaan te audience yi tamit wax nañ tey ne dañ bugga balaa soo bi di jeex ma may leen 15 to 10 minutes ñoom ñu waxtaan a Singateh like a quick one te loolu yëpp ndeysaan planu ma ko woon waaye ma posté fly bi ngeen wax loolu rek ma ne loolu dina am man loolu leen bugga rek na nekk soo bi Ajis Corner nekk Ajis Corner so whatever you guys want is what you guys get Singateh no way nga nekk naa kita no way fana man network ko so ye say lugar apa nak mau mimbe jana kiu city ne merlo meni ay kiu city
dama cancel de dama cancel de
yo vi every day ma dis Gambia sen network nga ma ñu isi network tu kacha assalamu alaikum I salute you sir nga sama boss ga wana Ajis Corner ya ko mo fi sama digital page bi sa dama ko delete ha ga xamul lolu yo sama digital page bi
sa liggéey bi nice na
yo sama digital page bi dama ko delete fi after so bi
no opana def nakam
maa ngi ni assalamu alaikum Singateh nuyu naa la sa tur ak sa santa ma wax la ne welcome back to Ajis Corner comme nu ma ko dee waxee Ajis Corner moom sa boss la dañ ko war a xaaf rek nga jël xaaf bi man ma jël wana la password bi sa soo ko laajte ma jox la ko ma indi waat la Ajis Corner ñu ñëw waxtaan amee ChitChat I did a brief explanation and said that we were supposed to have a show like this show before you went to Norway and while you were in Norway, but things happened. We couldn't fit it in. So yalla def so many things were going to be happening with the celebration and the misunderstanding, the disappointments and all of that. Okay, let me harlen begen plan man ma indi ko ni. So Singateh ma ne leen ne so yàlla tey la wax ne dafa am waaye luy schedule on la ages ago ma dalal la Ajis Corner na ma bàyyi la nga nuyu viewers yi ñoom miin nañ la fii nii waaw ñu continuer suñu waxtaan wax naa leen du interview is just a chit chat.
Wow, alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum everyone watching. Comme na ko waxee rek at least ana ay baro ñoo ma xamut rek waaye xale yaaja ak xale tuuti
start nga rek Singateh, you see, we haven't even started yet. Men are asking me if I'm single. No, I have a husband.
You don't have energy. Bye the single. Falel guy. Wala guy, wal boys. Huh?
Yeah, Singateh.
My new yep. Every you know Satan right now, both back home Gambia and you know Europe or wherever you're watching Manglan Yep. I hope you all having a nice weekend out there. Yeah.
Guys, dégg ngeen Singateh man na xam ngeen lu xew man Singateh is my favorite Gambian musician te duma dee rus sa pour wax ko fen xam ngeen lu xew because Singateh dafa ma dee happy loo man dama nekk koo xam ne am di bobbali dama hyperactive so when I see Singateh or when I talk to Singateh dama dee over hyper because he says things that makes me laugh so much moom suma xarit dafa ma dee reeloo so moo nekk suma favorite su leen neexee ngeen wane waa aji yaa ngeen manage Gambian artist nga ne Singateh moo nekk sa favorite man dama am feelings man tamit mun naa manage nit te du suma favorite Singateh mooy suma favorite. So guys, you do got to be so Singateh. Basically, I want you to take me through the journey of how you came about to think about like, okay, Nyeti Gal Sini, our Gambia, Sesngom, and Miss Jobis, ñoy nekk di three girls yoo xam ne ñoom nga tànn pour sa tour bi in Norway because we have a Gambian music industry boo xam ne is full of Gambians who are talented both male and female so basically we've seen recently that people are complaining, especially female artists or people that support female artists, that they don't get this support, and all of a sudden you thought of having to build this, let me go for the three ladies. So how does this idea came about, the three ladies?
First of all, the idea, I don't want to tell you too, the idea of having the ladies this year, Sitobi, the program is
okay.
You understand? This year, this program in Norway, it is meant for women empowerment and all that thing, you know. So when it comes to the artists being here, man, small bopper, like they use me as a reference when it comes to this Norway association here. Man, I was once invited by this association in 2010. since 2010 bu ma fi ñëwee noonu laa ñëwee ba ma dëkk fii.
Okay.
You understand? So man, I know the procedures. I know how these things work. You know. So over the years, I'm not artist, but if you know one, perform them for you, I cannot even finish naming them. Most of them, they are my close friends. So this year, when they talk about female artists, come a program after jigen well, it's a good thing because not even about this trip, Gambia si bopam, si music industry, go direct new de tuki. Understand? The ladies has been left behind. You know, that's not musical. You understand? Why come jang again? When you them tour, I remember only Sambu Suso sa to ambo no muna wane man mata to bobo am because since my defa mom song bobo no true friends you have some way true friends my way Sambu Suso delba that year when that album was out. Sambu Suso fofla ame chance because my music boom free age we ma don't invite they ma wane jigen mi kan la man ki moy Sambu ma bolé ko promoter bi that year promoter da ma invite man ma ñew play Sweden man ko man ma ngi dem America duma mëna dem so sila wane naka Sambu is see available man ko wa am na way am da you can invite us Sambu tay ko wala ci dina la wane tukki am bobu non ci Europe bi apart from God man mata lool ñew understand
yeah.
Why on a nutshell, these three guys, the whole man again, okay, why not if it is about women, like human empowerment program, we just invite female artists.
Yeah.
You know, let's send a statement there, just invite female artists. And
That
then through the side, they give me names. Obviously, our Gambian name was on top of the list because of the hard work she did last year. You understand? Sestam Turabinyo, the job is new, and also another one girl, but new whole okay, maybe we try with three. You understand? So these three, it wasn't like it wasn't like we choose them because we know them. We choose them because so our Gambia. Yes. Miss Job is also a music that music is appealing to the crowd that we are expecting here. They have the same thing, our have the same thing. Other girls today, a lot of girls that has the same thing, but maybe what they show out, what they invest in their music videos, people want to see them and know them. So these are three girls. These are three girls that were recommended, and then I also said, okay, maybe these three girls, we can just go with these three girls. So that's how they get involved into this. This process has been going on since last year.
Did you do the did you do the selection alone, or it was a board, a group of people that sat down to do it?
It was not just my selection, but then it was not just my selection. What you put out there in the internet, people in the diaspora, they watch music videos. What they see, that's how they get to know you. You understand? So when their name came in, this was in September. When I get there, this was 1 month, but I the launch album in October. Then I call manager.
Year?
Wow, last year, yes.
So people would even think they look hell just now. So yeah, last year.
So it happens last year. Why I didn't tell. I just called no, after my call manager, I'm going to launch album. Nanko surprise.
Okay.
You understand? So that's how I surprise our September, September, November, December. Time was all I send passport details. Sila call manager me. Munma am luler about passport. Sila call man small direct our mako what I'm planning. That time the girl doesn't even have a passport.
Oh bless.
With all the name that she made. You understand? That my one and Miss Jones, that my one and the one I call her don't have passport. You're gonna artist. New female artists. We don't even think that we're gonna travel.
Oh bless her.
Understand? So when we started the process, but they were all willing to be part of this. So to not say that the process with the I just told them that no advertisement out until the visas are secured. This is what we did.
Man, I knew that. You see, I kept my mouth shut. Man, I knew that. I didn't say.
No, because this now
so many. Man, I'm not starting.
What? So this now a lot of visa process you happen on advertisement begin after artist and visa.
Yeah, definitely.
You understand? So this time I want to let's organize our own WhatsApp group with their managers. Though they speculate they're gonna leave Monica, but they don't know the concept of what we are doing. because we didn't
Rumor
come out
has it,
there, we didn't
rumor,
make any
rumor.
advertisement. When you remember in Ramadan, I had a picture with them. You post to be
I
Ramadan.
even spoke to them when they were on their trip
Yes.
for the visa. Man,
Thank you.
help.
That was the day that was the day we finalized. No. That's correct. You know. So no one knows about it, even though the message was going around, going plan trip, going plan tour, Gambia, you know, the message. But at least they didn't hear from us. You know, maybe guys secure visa, we still let people know. Okay, now I'm not 100% they have their visas. Then that's how we put it out there. But just for people to know there was no bias in this selection. It was a open decision. Yeah.
Singateh, basically, how did the funding came about? Because people would think that, oh, Singateh is rich, who basically he paid for our Gambia. I know how the Gambian thinks, like, because you having to live in Norway and coming back home and having your own project, your studio and all of that. People would think that Singateh more than fair, you them Singateh more than the same ticket. You know what I mean? So how did the funding came about? Is it an association being only invite? Oh, dafa am yow sa part of sa project bi loo xam ne it comes where so artist yi soxlee loolu foofu la fond bi di génna. Oh, it was you having to do business from your own pocket to say, let me take them there and fund the thingy, then ma am suma demee ma meet promoters ñu pile ma am suma money bi back.
No, it's not like that. As I tell you, the association here, one they are very organized. You understand? Yes, it's true. Singateh, some penny that I do here and there, but I wasn't the one that put all the money in. You understand? The association is well connected. We are connected with the government here. Then I'm funding in Norway here, and also I'm the sponsors. There is this traveling agency here. They are Pakistans. They jai Gambians here tickets no tukini. You know they have been a long time sponsor and sponsoring a ticket. You understand? And also they give a raffle for someone to win a ticket on the day of the show time and put them Gambia free. Yes. Wow. You understand? Saul Fraser also know he supported a ticket of Global Properties.
For the artists?
Yes, Saul Fraser did that.
What associate they knew what is going on?
Saul Fraser did that. You know what I'm saying? So I myself particularly I've worked with a lot of other companies who are involved in the project. But Hanga Gambian like they want to see first. You understand? But when they see the attention that this girl created, you know, and then what they did here, select you, but them contact fake show be again. The next year, if you guys want to, but at least it's a statement that I sent to them. That they know that yes, this is possible. You understand? But on a nutshell, all the travel expenses that happen in this is financed by the association. You know.
Singateh, since we're having a conversation, because recently, Nyepang Majis de Mange them city to city to cover the Gambian Cultural Weekend, which of course might the reason these people, the Gambian female artists came here. So Mange appeal di ñaan tamit ñi nga xamne comme Glasgow la Edinburgh, because recently just like the last year, bu London bi isi nañ ST bi yoon ñu indi ST ak attack. So dama appeal rek waa Glasgow, Edinburgh, Birmingham, like everywhere can bring. I'm thinking that everywhere, it doesn't have to be now in London Rexel Cultural Weekend more easy artists. So then I just say this month 2 Gambian artists. Edinburgh is 2. Glasgow is 2. Birmingham in the 2. They can all bring these artists. You know, play. We can buy in London, right? So definitely, I wanted to add on that because last year when ST came. To be honest, because ST Monyo stadium, what's it called? Park be the first nit because we Gambians we were proud ne. Domi Gambian Monyo ko hamne kumeni ST. You go to them then them because a Gambian Monyo pour place cultural weekend. Te fuck na nonu la wara deme. So kudos to the Norway Cultural Association, Gambian Cultural Association. Minga hamne nyo in the artists. Like you said. They did well having to bring 3 female artists at the same time. That's a round of applause. So having to go back, Singateh, send visa application be because young ages they didn't have artists you have to take because of li xew ni dafa tax ñu gën a ñax di gën a am doole di gën a work harder ba pare ñi female artistes yi complain tamit dañuy gën a mun a puus pour xam ne dangaa liggéey pour ñu mun laa take notice. And again, when ST came to this platform, he said, these platforms are international. You might come there and showcase your work and or have a conversation, and then people take notice of you. You in the sendika, and which is right. Then so artists, so yes, you la head, and that's a problem. Like Ajis Corner, who does not want Ajis Corner now, and is in UK. Everyone. So Bulen they have platform in Nolan they jai. Singateh, basically. Some visa process was it something loo xam ne dafa naxari pour ngeen jot application yi pour ngeen dem Dakar? How was the funding in Dakar? Because I spoke to the ladies when they were in Dakar, because I even had a video call with them. So seen fi ngeen stay ba pare weeri koor la woon, having to travel with them ñu nekk coono bi. How was the visa process having to go to Dakar?
Yes, the visa process come like a lot of people are telling me to do consultancy work when it comes to this visa process. People who knew me from before, one come to my one jamano baroid.
Yeah, Jam.
Wow, at least no do jawara so time jawara nana. Okay. I have applied visas from 2006 all the way 2014. Faisal na nyeti passport, Gambian passport with visas. So I have been doing this so many times. You understand? So I have experience of this, what I need. Come when this process, when it started, it was September last year. That's when I informed them. We start the process, we started documentation to make sure that we are going to the visa. No matter how strong documents we have from nowhere here, you as an artist, you need to put your portfolio together. You understand?
And what is that breaking down? You have music.
Not what that entails is like my popular manager is an artist, more than artist, popular artist is an manager.
Manager tamid is important.
And then to be honest, on this trip, all the managers did fantastic job. You know, because man I was so busy that I would not be able to follow them 24 hours. I tell them on the checklist of the visa, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need a bank statement. If you have a property, I need it. If your portfolio, I need it. Your contracts, I
like
need
assets.
You understand? Yeah, assets. I tell them everything that's on the checklist, what they need. So them try to go through that with their managers to make sure they make it easier for myself. Understand?
I salute you.
The forms were filled by our I'm the idea. Come like the association, we can bring 12 people if we want the know if we. You understand? This is how association is. It's not about only Tugal visa. That's a direct connection, the association with the system here.
Aliko.
Or say because I know. You understand? In as much as they are praising me what kind of job I did, I don't want us to go to that area. Have that relationship. There is no your ajesula invited when you reject la fee. As you are invited by this association, we call the embassy, we call our lawyers to appeal by force the visa. I'm not artisting on the appeal, they reject fee. The association stand to fight for them, and they. This is about how organized the association is. You know? So if we want, we can bring a whole band from Gambia, but like you cannot guarantee that everyone will go home. Norway is a country whereby if you invite someone, there is what we call a guarantee form. More guarantee so by force.
Norway.
Okay, you go to the police. You go to the police. You do a guarantee form. You sign it. If the person doesn't go, that's a problem for you.
You
understand?
You will hunt the person.
So when we get to that part of the program later, by what coming artists definitely they send managers especially. I tell them I need this, I need that. Check. I know that is verified, and that's how when I was even arranging their documents to go to Dakar, paper by paper, because the way I did it before and how I know how the embassy arranged it, no like take everything in order. You don't them take talk, face Alice. You want they will not ask you about anything. Submission is smooth. Then the rest was me and Umar. Man made nekadi call Emma. Sometimes I call Dakar, some call it Mr. Singateh because that call the guy having some bad. You understand? So Umar Tamet, he has direct contact with the embassy in Ghana. So Montan dafa nega di call the follow up. You understand? So this is like, it's not just like the Hassan them reject. No, we have that relationship with the embassy in a way that we don't want that to tarnish for future, so that munga invite artists bu nek fi kankurang sax dinañ ko mëna invite Gambia mu ñëw play fi te den na am visa. You understand?
Zimba.
No,
Zimba.
ñëw nañ kankurang ñëw nañ kumpo ñëw nañ from Gambia. You understand? So no, like the visa process wasn't difficult because at least they have it. I'm the artist who they know and see man after they submitted their visas. I'm not the embassy, but when they told me, I told them what kind of program are they going? You know, they let invite me. Man, let me see your invitation. Who said, "Makoma, they're gonna play with them." Man, you have a very slim chance of having a visa. They let reject. You understand? So because most of them they don't know the procedures, more than they reject.
Yes.
Anyone can contact them on Facebook. You know, them invite me. You been a letter that you send like them say embassy you are rejected. You know, so these are the things that most artists, I'm open to any artist. So I mean, Europe, like, just come because obviously Angleterre, you need a work permit too.
Yeah.
To come there. America, you need a petition to go and perform there as an artist. Europe, you need a permit to make sure if you are coming as an artist. So begin as a visitor. You know what's the topic about after?
Yeah, we will go to that. Singateh, so basically, how did this invitation went? Is it Benanitsi Association the road for the three girls, or the whole association? Because having to know how the visa process works, is it not? I mean, association be individual and you'll be a supporting letter to say, okay, can I invite you? Living one again, I'm board, but it's a registered association, and the board members can maybe send manager or something more direct, and that is it.
The come like I'm not a group. That's my call. Because my call back, but I thought it was urgent. I call him back. When you invite Angleterre, so that don't like it. Is it okay for them to use this one invitation? I told him that, is it okay for you guys to use one passport? When I did it, this is it. It has to be an invitation whereby every single person of you guys, you all need your own application. So your own application is a duplication of the same invitation on your name, on his name, on her name.
Okay.
You understand? Sometimes they can just put one letter, but it's more effective when everyone have the same duplicate of the same invitation. Because kuna form guy submit.
Yeah.
That's what I told him. You know, but the guy come fee. Of course, it is guarantee from whereby the association will guarantee, and it has to be one member of the association when the more involved, like knows much of this, more like guarantee, but on behalf of the association.
Yeah.
You understand? So no, like this girl, they have every one of them have their own documents, all their own invitations, one by one. But the information and everything else is the same. Just the names are not the same. Then for me, the same information on your field. It's just that send marriage status here, no different. But we make sure all the information are the same and accurate. Yes. So that was it.
I'm not solo thought because Mota we always have to come back because I just feel like Gambian music scene be amulenli. So I had to sit down and say, you know what, since I'm so interested in Gambian music, I need to give you guys a platform pour talk the watane yi. Having to know that someone there would be a guarantor to write and guarantee ne ki ni ak ni mako indi nanyibe and all of that. We all know ne man mayo hamnene if anything like if any shitty things happens, it will haunt that person si deka bobu nonu pour mom mu muna indi kenen mom mu muna am dara wala mu yotu dara du wala mu buga dugal ay liggéey ay something wala mu buga indi family member. So people have to be careful with that because man, to be honest, I tell people there are things that I will sacrifice to do for Gambians, especially when you have to bring them in this country because of they nek a risk bo xamne yo dang ko def pour Gambian bi nga dem nga joxe papers and everything mu nek ci system bi ñu mess la up ci system bi for the rest of your life te daf de nek tamit koku nonu mom du de xam sa naka nga struggle in that country to get to that place where apparently the trust and all of that would be broken. So lolu nonu fokk ñu am pour wax ko. So Singateh, part of them having to stay in Senegal ñu ñep xamne ni Senegal tukki fa dem ak ñew metti na. Basically, when I spoke to them, I knew they went on a road trip, and so they ngeen am pour jënd essence dem ndax da ngeen am pour fay hotel, da ngeen am pour jox jànxay tamit pocket money where they were in the Gambia, and having to take it back a little bit. Yeah, you were about managers, which is very important. I don't want to party feely. This is why it is very important pour artists nga am manager. Nekut artist sax mbolem ko xamne yang si art bi, please, comedian nga wo, whatever you are, get a manager, because days like this swing contact is okay, for example, because me I call names. For example, let's say Tida Job today. Because Tida is a comedian and she's well known. London weekend be held or Norway weekend, and they said Tida entertains us, and we've seen Tida everywhere, and they say okay, then book a Tida you nekut artist la, but artist bu nekk comedian, if you get what an artist mean. Xam nga wara isi Tida Job dafa wara am manager pour manager bi nekk fa. So because Tida Job nekkut musician does not mean ne warta am manager. Dama bëgg pour Singateh the hot seat, I bring artists here, am nga manager, am manager lutax mënuma trust ken man maa ngi manage suma boppa, and I call artists to bring them on this show. ñoom seen boppa ñoom ma jox time and they, because amuñ manager. So then I just the days like this, your manager have to be there and there and there and there. And your some boppa, I spoke to you the other day, I said Luta artist and Luta send manager. And I spoke to one of them and they said, oh my God, I wish my manager was there. Because I felt like if my manager was there, he would have contributed a lot towards of the things that you're hamne hamga mama gina ham liggéey or arbi. So again, artists get len a manager for times like this. Nga hamne Singateh for contacts and manager, send manager def work be smooth ba bëgga dee. So Singateh, going back to the funding, so does it include ne ñoom tamit dañ wara am pour fund everything in Senegal, including the trip?
No, you know, how man can say all of, if someone is robbing your bag, you try to a little bit.
It's a give and take. Yeah,
I have seen people in Ghana, they will invite them to come and perform in Europe. In return,
yeah,
those artists will buy their own tickets. I've seen that. I have seen that. Nit muna nala invite what artists be more they jokes about munya aji dama go nga invite ma dina my own ticket. You invite them. The artist bought his own tickets. Pour mu ñëw, just pour mu ñëw Europe. I have seen that. I will see an artist nga apply sa own visa, nga jëna sa own ticket nga ñëw Europe singa de commencer di lobby shows. You understand? It's true that it's not a Europe fee. Mula yoni halis to run a process. They don't live there. Sometimes, tanga wane okay, mafone di halis na mutu nga yoni halis mu sort maybe $2,000, $3,000 is man yola neka di Japan. If there is a sort of 1,000, 2,000, you're supposed to ki try na 1,000 am na ko bo mun na ko contribute to my bopa. You understand?
Yeah.
That makes the person walking around kitan at bon. She has contributed a little bit to the trip. Wala ngeen dem ngeen chang ferry bi ñine da ngeen a fay $1,000, we budgeted $600 for you nga defa $400. Lolu yahu dara. You understand? So those are the things when you jappalante to make sure those little sorts here and there, it's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes just to show appreciation. You understand? Because you need hamnen legi pour ñew Europe, especially Norway fee. They can be fee. It's very difficult. We all know. You understand? So those things, as you said, you sponsor everything. But if you are sort here and there, dollars here and there, I think there's nothing wrong with that. To put your own money there, because this is for you. Nit nga xamne yow sa musulo ting, for example, young artists, our Miss Joe musuñ to give this opportunity. Nga xamne yang ko amé nit suñu sa su soté sa nga dina fa def yow just top us interest, because like ñi de la yon bi ni la ubé ko légui. You understand? This is your interest. Sometimes I hold interest and no, it doesn't work like that. Gambian, we want it way too easy. We want things way too easy. I you don't think about what this guy is doing for you. This is your little. Thank you. This makes people more active to help more, because you guys know, okay, key is not leaving everything in my hand. It's very nice nga am nit feel la visa nga am sa everything nga ñew sa tarasu dugusi not food no anything, flight nga ñew nga tok nga enjoy sa bop ñu bari ñu feel la ci kaw lolu duma wa jangay xaliss bu am de bala ci manager di wone di nga am nga li, but I know 100%. I know how much money they have.
Gis na kena si ñoom mu ngi seetaan Ses Ngom is watching.
But
Regardless,
I
Ses
am
is
not, I
always
don't know all
here.
of them, but I'm not kungan them and have my Islam. So it's good. Sometimes we show appreciation. It doesn't matter. You don't owe anybody anything. If one does something for you, need to be just appreciated. So no, like the association tried, they did what they have to do to make sure they get these girls here, and it has been a burden on my head. Because as we speak right now, Lolo discuss our boys, you know, money. Then you pay you job and you say now, you boy, you will take over. You understand? And when it comes to artists coming from Gambia, they can give their suggestion. But I'll give my final say my whole for now artists because what I did for these girls, for my experience before Maluma Lakon, that's what I want them to have. You understand? At least my time over them to man kena. You understand? Promoter dafa def lu nga xamne it doesn't favor me, but dama dey muñ rek ma pass through it. You understand? But at least man experience na before ñëw ne lock in and nak ñu anda ku nga xamne wa deka bi la xamna deka bi. You understand? So many things will be easy for them compared to nga dem fu nga xamne dañ la tek ci ben hotel rek yow ya ngay ni you not even know what to do. You understand? So it's a learning process. No one is perfect. Sometimes I'm expert in the middle of the heat. For me, personally, I said this trip, I've been a traveling artist, I've been a producer, I've been a but to coordinate a tour. This is the first time. So whatever I have right, I know that okay, be past that stage. What if I have something wrong? I know that I learn from this. You understand? This is me. So I will see that okay, I have little fault here, I have little fault here. Lord Dumusa, I'm abadan. That's how I elevate myself. If I have mistake here, I'm not okay. Oh yes, I have mistake here. Next time I will know that mistake will never happen. But you don't expect people to start something today and they need to know anything.
We will get to the things that you've learned along the way.
So what happened in this trip? They are obviously more good than the little giggles here and there. But even those little giggles now, I know they will never happen again. You understand? So this is how human beings grow.
Singateh, I'm like seriously, I'm so happy that I am having this conversation with you. Girls is Sunday and invite now Miss Jobis because I feel like this is her first time traveling to Europe and going on a tour. So I decided to invite her, and she's coming next week. This Saturday coming to be on the show. You know what time you're toy and
Jobis is exact every day. Susua, that person message checks Silumanek.
Oh bless.
She's very excited. I think she needed this, you know what I'm saying? And those kind of thing, I know, okay, you know, she needed this. It's good. This is the intention, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I spoke to her yesterday because I spoke to her manager, and he was like, it's okay. And he was so happy that I even invited her to come and speak about her experience. So I call correct direct. So so the manager said yes and said yes and send me back to Jobis, and I spoke to her. And you know, hyperactive command. So we had a nice conversation. And having to go back to what we were talking about. Singateh comme yaa ngi doon wax ne ndimbal na si fekk loxol borom man dama dee like comme li ma dee waree suma platform bi dama dee like ma faram fàcce everything mu dem straight to the point. This is whereby also I was talking to Killer Ace few days ago. I think artists yi tamit should try, especially ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi am tuuti si music scene bi ñu invest, because while talking to you, the visa process, literally they will ask for assets, your savings, what you've got. So neke am nga land, so neke senga, so neke am nga dom, so neke yangi am anything law hamne is a property, just asset, like anything that is an asset for you. And this is where people think that damade uti visa rek and they fail. Because it comes with danga ampur one embassy bine. Here are things your hamne suma deme lead nama indi pour ma ñëw because assets yo leen de seet ne Singateh am na lu fi bàyyi de bu demee lii du côté because nekkul na interview nga sa assets yi ñoo laa waxal. So people need to know this. People need to know this. Okay, before my first trip to Sweden, I was not doing business. Dama ut visa 7 times I was rejected. 7 bloody times. That's why I said one day I will come and break my business and everything. Singateh, when I started doing the business, then there's a shop, there's a husband. Then there's money in the accounts, and there are assets. After the 7 times of applying for a visa, when I went for the 6 times, when I went for the 7 times, Singateh, when I was told it, when I was giving back the envelope, and I was told it like you are granted a visa. Bima hole envelope bi. Holal bima gene si Swedish embassy bi. Dama talk. Góor bi ma ndaw si lu xew. Mu ne ma lu ndaw si lu xew jógal. Mbaa jàmm ma ne ko xamoo li ma dal sax mu ne ma ndaw si jógal. Security bi ma ne ko xoolal ma ne ko naka lañ dee waxee 6 mu ne ma 5 ma ne ko 5 times la ut visa amuma maa ngi doog a am si at bii nii. So people should know ne if you build yourself properly. And from that year on, Singateh, every time I go to the Swedish embassy, I get a visa. It's just like a gift. Come Airbnb, because they are assets. Your hamne yange one guy. I'm not bitik suma de medina ñu. Man fi buy business bi tamit mangi employ kenen. Lolu yep assets la. People need to know this because artists dañ wara xam ni Singateh ñuy save. Lu ndaw lu nekk because da nga wone bank statement. Ba pare bank statement bi nekku ne waxtu bi nga waré dem si nga wax Singateh abal mo 100,000 nga dem dugal ko fofu si week bobu nonu. About not 200,000 nga dem dugal ko because the money need to be there and the transaction needs to be there back and forth pour ñu gis the bank statement bi moo tax we have to sit down ñu am conversation si nit di xam because dañoo dem wax ne Singateh moom ma iñaanee bi ma waree dem selectuma o Singateh dafa moo bank statement ma jox ko suma bank statement bi mu dem wane suma bank statement you reject me. It does not work like that. So which is very good nga emphasize on that.
Yeah, on what I told them too. Visa Europe, so invite it.
Yeah.
As long as you are working 100% young and every day, every month, you don't need to send that person a bank statement full of thousands of euros. They just want to see that you be invited in common sustain. Maluma de wa guy Gambia artist moy when they boy wala.
You know how many could make a Gambia force internet legi kurang off na.
What luma neka di wa guy moy ne like when we they are okay, for example of mine luma de wa guy when I was applying visas those days, my checks anga so I so take an embassy contract that anyone can write a contract said I'm a brand ambassador of Swiss thing 102,000 whatever amount is there, but that contract it comes with a check. I tell them that check before you deposit or you cash the money, photocopy that check and put it on behind the contract. A check won't lie. So you hold a contract, then you get check we have it tallies with the contract.
Yes.
Your receipt, no matter how strong time check it's a huge amount because so like do it again. You understand? Make sure those contracts you and those checks you got a photocopying adventure attached to your contract. Those are like your pay slips, we call it, as those who are working, they call pay slips. But most remember, smart to keep them America, would a bank statement more than 200,000. I 100,000, I 90,000 sometimes. But they've seen that I'm having contract, my checks, my contract. They know that okay, somebody may leaving here, I will come back. Because come no cover here, documents. Senegal is just a deposit point.
Yes.
Deposit documents. The documents they go all the way to Ghana. Those documents are not there to speak for you. Those documents are there to speak for you.
Speak for you, not you instead as an individual.
Check. When they see okay, it is okay, then they will decide on that. Munela reject because of those documents. So Mota always when you apply, make sure whatever you're sending out, it's fully completed. Then you talk right. We are looking at the document is talking to them. You understand? But come no them they know that
they do that.
Because of
I know people looking for visas do that a lot.
This is because of this issue more tangadugal halis for no. You know what I'm saying? If it is a new passport tamet, both sometimes it can be an advantage. Then you okay, ki musta on passport. Maybe now is the time that she decided to travel more than the passport. You understand? So all these things are there that the artists need to know. Is so anyway, because anyone can send you invitation anywhere.
Yes, anytime. You'll be surprised. So
just make sure there's nothing wrong with asking someone who has experience. It's a plus for you. But Gambia more that's the problem. That's
wait,
our problem.
Gambia is the only country where an artist, a song is written for an artist, and it is said, and the artist gets angry that the song is written for him. Pride.
People come.
Pride is our problem.
People come and tell you wrote this song for me. It's normal.
You know what? I spoke to Hussein this morning regarding my artist, and I said to Hussein, I sent him a voice message asking him a favor. And I said to Hussein, you know who I am? I am the Gambian that is not prideful to come to another Gambian and put myself down to ask for a favor if I need you. And I said, I am the Gambian that is also ready to return a favor on my platform when you need me. And he said, no, Aji, you don't even have to do that. I was even thinking about doing what you're asking me for.
Yeah.
You might not even know. He said it was one of my plans and it was so easy. And he said, I'm so happy that you came to me. Nelen dem new like this. Singateh, going back to the receipts and everything. Let's go back. Put my one Gambian. You know, when I had my Ajis boutique, this is not me put Dugal visa. I had to take my, you're talking about receipts. Big book be receipts, but registered business on with KMC at Gambia living revenue, GRA. So all those documents, you know la wahal ne business bi degala mungini there's a proof. Suma feye KMC, receipts you duma sani, suma feye GRA, yearly, suma taxi, everything duma de danger, lolu la de dem. The last time I went for visa, they said to me, don't bring all these documents anymore, you don't need it. Because later on visa the family on doh because man get them back and forth, you know man, but 3 weeks la they apply for you know so ñewati dugalal pour 3 months or 6 months because back and forth bini ak xaliss bi dafa di. You see, when you present yourself and go with the right documents, it's always easy. Gambian the rest of receipt.
No, it's very important. I can recall. I think the only time I had a problem with the American embassy, I went with my group. But when the embassy looked at me, you know, you have some Gambians walking that back. First guy I'm calling freaky Jola my own, I remember. The counselor asked him, where do you know him? Interview. So everyone knows this guy in this country. Man's my interview was easy as that because already he told the embassy he's something here. So Silama check oh, I've been seeing you on the newspaper, you're doing very great, but I'm sorry, I cannot give visas to your colleagues. You know, because this na ñep ay young boy and time bo no man xam na boy sun dewe dund ñibi America. We're talking about America in 2006. No.
Yeah.
So visa. I'm like, okay, no problem. I got my visa. But when you go back, I want to see you when you come. I went, I did my tour, I did everything. I went, I called, I have a meeting with him. Mawon Koluma def pictures, videos. You know, he was happy for me. When do you want to go back? No, I have to work on a new project again. Visa, but I feel like I make it look like whatever America. You know what I mean? So when I came back for the next time, dafa jël sama form rek bala ma aga mu ne oh now you are ready to go back ma ne ko yeah mu check rek mu ne ma come you can come get a visa in the evening. That's it. Come no way. So I don't need to repeat all those documents again and again and again.
Yeah.
And that time, right now, what the artists should know that time, there was an episode 2, Nyok Malik, when you invite UK for see cultural week. Malawan Pa Umar Jack Lamin Cham. When we went to the embassy was trying to bring some little nonsense here and there, you know, booking your visa because of whatever issue it was. There we stood there. I personally went all the way to Minister of Foreign Affairs and State House. I told them they have to support us because this is not fair. You understand? They have to call the embassy. I went back to my home. I was having a lunch. You call me. Maggie's back out 2 to something. Come and get your passport. You know, that time you can appeal in front of them. You understand?
Yeah.
To make sure you are granted visa. But legi American, UK, you cannot appeal. Your passport is going to Ghana or wherever. You understand? All these Scandinavian countries, your passport is gone somewhere. So appeal. So always make sure before you submit, you are fully ready. You understand? So let them know you are fully ready. Of this, all this tour you think happen. Some artists are rushing because they want to tuki. It's better to relax. The right opportunity or else you reject, like you're making the process more complicated for yourself. You know, need to invited again in the first place. Some form is have you been rejected in the last 10 years? So yes, you have to justify why you have been rejected. So it's better not to have to do anything with that justification than to get prepared fully when the time comes. You know.
Singateh, I think that it is very important to sometimes we sit down and even break down some of these things because, like I said, people know Ajis Corner, but not Ajis Boutique, and it's way from Ajis Boutique. I have worked with so many artists before, and to be honest, part of even looking for visa at those times, you see the work I had with the artists. Come later, you don't binda sahne, dama buga Ajis Corner, Ajis Boutique. sponsor just to prove to the embassy. I had to take all those letters and print them out. Pour one embassy vitamin, I'm giving back to my community. So they need to know all of these things because dang lena invite sa so send len letters because yo yep mungla munge wane ne yo artist nga yange jampon nit ñi dang lena invite sa ñu la jaay pen way su tukki bi jotee Singateh moo nekk fol bi aji moo nekk fol bi Pa Os moo nekk fol bi fekk li nga war a def pour proof sax ne yow artist nga it is there. But you don't even know the right things to do for yourself, which dafa baax torop pour ñu dem si yini because from now on Singateh di nga am ñoo xam ne they will be dinañ la message ne la dama bëgg a dem next time wala di nga am ñoo xam ne waxuñ la ko sa waaye ñu ngi proof a point pour nekk si internet bi ba pare bu leen dee dof-doflu di def-doflu nii di bañ a liggéey artiste liggéey leen so Singateh having to go further wax nga ne ndimbal na si fekk loxol borom ñoom def nañ li ñoo def waaye artiste yi tamit expect nañ woon tamit ne ñoom tamit at least ñu dimbale seen boppa fond seen road trip si dem foofu noonu waa cover letter comme Aji's Corner because when I even started the hot seat I literally wrote a letter boo xam ne dafa dem si artiste bu nekk hot seat bi ma send la artiste boobu ma invite la but I went to a point where if I send the artist those letters they don't even dañ ma dee uyu dama am pour call leen and those are all proofs xam nga no Gambia those are all proofs and documents that you can put together
I know that I survived my kind of hell 10 years or more. I've been consistent, but I know what I've been through. You understand? I'm but I don't saw it out, but I'm very resistant. Those who know me, they know any, but yeah, if you respect your work, focus on that, people will fight you. Some will drag it. I'm not saying the whole Gambia. I have a lot of fans, but I have a lot of other people that were trying to grab me down. You understand? So most of my songs, when you listen to most of my songs that I think I'm the key, so I talk about things that I feel like I leave it up for the icing at the rice for it. They all have a meaning.
I was saying yesterday, the artists
all have a meaning.
Holding and they pour into your music.
Yes, they all have a meaning, but you as that person, you have to be very strong. Man, I'm more worried about someone. Speaking, I'm a smart get to success or get to whatever I'm doing. So am I your problem, then I can come near me. It's good to make peace, but sometimes if someone just don't want to make peace with me and you are not benefit me anyway in any other, I don't bother, just let it be how it is. You understand? But our people also, the intention is this past 10, 11 months more of Gambia. If I was there strictly for business, Aji, I would have made a lot of money. But instead, I help a lot of people within the period, especially young artists. Young and I were making money on daily basis. You understand? But I sacrifice, open the studio to mentor youth, to make sure those who are not hard, young and I will record 6-month period. Don't even have funding for it, but so many people are funding for projects, but they don't execute them. You understand? I went beyond that funding. You know what I'm saying? So if not because of I did this for somebody, whatever I do in name of music, it makes me happy. Whether the mom has, because this is what I love doing.
Yeah, it's a passion for you.
This is what I love doing. You know what I'm saying? So also get talk behind the man. I have my time away, but still I love music. I'm like, let me just get into production. Still I will be into the entertainment. I can give something back through that music, because this is what. But Gambians, this is a new start we started. So for everyone's a because for me it's been completed. You understand? The purpose, my job, the role to make sure these artists get their visas, they come to Norway the way I want the program to be. That's how it went. And this came, they left their name here. Everyone have seen, even in on this a new fee. I make sure they see everything behind the scene up to this concept.
I ever post. You not post, but don't all of it.
Like a TV station, there's everything. Just like when I was doing the project of my studio, from the foundation of the stone up to the ending, up to the bagasse fixing, up to this level we are now. It's like that. That's how I put my thing. I make sure that it's like this, like scene by scene. Even the I've been watching you since from the time you start your studio up to this level. It's impressive. It's sit in the mind. You understand? Come. I'm on small platform. They all have their platform, but I'm using my platform to make sure I put them out there. People need to see what they are doing. Understand? I'm doing it and I'm loving it. You know. So I think I guess come like Gambian moment. Do you start a new thing? You know, look at more of the people. when things were happening nice. It hadn't been you been there covering here, supporting the girls, pushing here and there. If something went south and it came out, and same time, Ngajo is an opinion, but now she has right. You understand? Why you develop with all the good things these guys did, post no but there's little bit hiccup here, right? Boom. Those are the people you call enemy of progress.
We will come to that. Let's leave
Yeah.
that part. We still have more to talk about the talk. Bye for the car ketale car.
For me, the mission, as you said, Sufi Emon Sah Munne, Nehan Pare, Siman. Because Nyon and Fee, the guy definitely what they got man small bopper. I never thought Europe and have this setup that they had here. I played with band, but not as nice as they had here. You understand? So Lee is a big win for the girls. I'm happy Nyon and enjoying and Papa for the first time. That performance boom at your fee. Huh? Got main artists here, by most of them they will not give me the same vibe that I got.
Wait, let's go back. We'll start a film.
Okay, let's
go.
Start
a film then delu because finger nyoni fofu nen fanyu. Le na mabuga ham Singate. Like when you guys were traveling, like okay, because I want to give artists more details and people that are watching that are interested in Gam music. So basically, send visa process me. How many months did it take? Because kenen ko hamuda fa fine dengan dugal kate right? Kate in a giffy. So how many months did it take for this artist to sit and wait for the visa?
No, after we set in the visa, I was thinking that the usual process. If I come legi visa process of the yaga 45 days legend.
Okay.
5 days. After we send in the document, but prior to before we send in documentation, we've been doing all the groundworks to make sure that every document is in place. The process we mala and the first starts in September, all that thing we trying to put all the things that we need. You make sure everything is in order. But first 45 days, they could do Sibir Ramadan Villa again up inside June. Like 45 days, I was counting 45 days again because Loboneka send website. Yes.
Yeah. Which is very good. Xam nga comme ni ma wax le rek ñun mom fi Addis Corner ñun daf dee leer fi suñu waree oo tour sax dañoo oo sa tour léegi yow soo meree ñun ñu naan biscuit waaw ñu téye suñ tii ñu kangu léegi Singateh after that time that you guys got the visa mu ñëw ñu send leen ko were you guys the ones to get the visa kan leen ko indil ak naka ngeen def ba before ngeen jógee Gambia ndax da ngeen am ay promoters yoo xam ne da ngeen leen contact to say ne okay you know what these girls are coming to Norway, and then if we get there, if any of these promoters want these girls to perform with them, you perform on land. Or how did the contact came about? That the promoters you then contact as soon as they had the girls are traveling.
That's the good thing about this also. Mota meru manuma mere. Come no matter one girls is send motive force to come to Norway and play. You understand? But not said man magisne then you play after we'll have extra 2 weeks. Visa BJ.
Okay.
If you talk, we just chill. But I've seen that okay, before they sit down, I can take them to some place they can make money. You understand? Man ma arrange bo man ma call pro what about Jibu is my good friend. Man ma ko organize pro. He's not a promoter, but he want to organize. He just want to invest and link with Peace Boy. Good guy def program. The other one, Sass man, he was my fellow artist, small boy at you know. On my program, I'm not you, but you might call. Man, again, no, didn't come and make our visa 21st. But mistake, Bobby, not come no matter way. It's like a learning point. No matter how much experience you have, sometimes
in the coffee because it should have started from the Gambia. The mistake, yeah.
Sometimes from a mistake. When I was calling Dakar constantly to make sure I paid the fire nakala. Man, the day that I knew that the passport, where you never passport, did you get me send and go? The day that I knew the passport, when they call me, says moment you can come and DHL call and go. For them, they were young, a passport. Then after our Miss Job is small ball and called, your passport are in Gambia. You know, where you never DHL said Westfield. Man, studio time, I was busy. I have artists around me that time. I call Jobis, I call our man, them fee naka DHL, get your packages. But when visa, please take a picture of the visa and send it to me. I didn't hold the passport myself.
Okay.
So boy send picture of the visa, send it to me. For me, I was so happy for them that some about people was like this. I only watch the names. Wow. I only watch the names. I also watch the start of the visa to the end of the visa. You know, because I have applied similar visas before. All those binda I didn't even watch it. Wow.
Your them bidal ne am visa.
Come like man, I just look at the duration of the visa, but that's how I used to travel before. I just look at the duration. How long is the visa? Then, so when I looked at that, you send Bopa and the new artist, you am a passport sell loho face to face. They didn't see that there is a duration for the permit. Then Bopa one.
But do you think people like Miss Jobis and our Gambia having to be their first time to travel, would you have thought?
No, it's written in English. Everyone can read, my darling. If I was me.
Yeah, but how would they differentiate a permit visa and a visitor's visa?
It's one visa. Guy, then go binda ChitChat before. Si ruhabi. Plus, no go binda.
ChitChat before. Just Singateh, no matter.
So the duration of the visa is more visible than that little thing they wrote there. You understand? It's sometimes if things meant to happen, it has to happen.
Yeah.
You understand? So but Mantamed, I would have looked at that picture on my WhatsApp to check properly. But I also forwarded to the secretary, we check Isuko. You understand? If I knew that, why would I have make agreement with my boys in Badlander? Why would I do that? You understand? But we get to know that from Banjul when we get to airport. I do have a Judas accent nonsense. The check, you know what I'm saying, when they look near duration of the visa. Man, what do you mean? The visa is from this month, from this time to this time. Because man, Lola, as I said, I last applied for this visa thing since 2014. That was my last time. Between 2014 up to now, so many things have changed. You understand? So many things have changed. So I don't know anything about all those things. So dafa noonu comme gars ñoom si jàngal ñu ne dafa ñëw da nga tëj ci boti yi ñëw kenn gisu ko. But we have the visa 1 month with us. Hadn't been we knew that it's easy to fix it in Gambia before we leave because we have a whole 1 month to fix. You understand? But when we get here, when the immigration said that you guys have 9 days to stay, she says, well, so when I contacted Umar, I said, you have to do this. More time, busy. It's in the middle of a cultural week. He's one of the most busiest guys. Okay, I gave him a responsibility for him to do, but I try effort, contact embassy again. But when they told me that, Mr. Singateh, we did what we have to do. You are so I'm gonna send program from this time to this time, like 7 days, like 1 week, just you 1 week visa, and you take for a few days, put guy wanna pack and bagage. But man, I go, okay, but now we have an event in Germany. So we're just looking for clearance to go. But Jigen Luma Moy, well, they're not gonna send them out, they still have a visa, but the rules is they can stay within this period. So if our selfish though it's Germany, so it's gonna be a good show for them. Everyone was waiting, they're gonna make some money. But by the look of things, when you hold snitch on you, we cannot leave nowhere and go there. But now it's fingerprint. So if you do get your point of entry, your point of exit, they won again fine. Because the system are all the same. For you to risk your future exam, especially for the young artists, Our and Miss Jobis. Young for them. For example, they want to come here because of Bena one or Nyari so rek. Which one is more profitable? When I told our money, my uncle Brewer, you soon chance neck of him, and now I'm going to so which was sensible. You understand? Also, more if you cancel, while it's like I want a place to get cancel, what is bigger than my girls for now? I want to play for cancel, no? Big souls, Daisy, Beyonce, so that they cancel. They're going to need so cancel, yes, it could have avoided. But as I said, no one is perfect. I have tried and do, but I was like this, the girls were like this, their managers were like this, the secretary like this, no one sees it. It is something to happen. You know, and you get nowhere for you took trains and you look at the student, take them. We can do all that, but it doesn't want it. You know, no, it was a hit of everything where everything was happening at the same time. Man, I the girls that I was on a press, I was stressed, not because the material hall is them or them sign contract from them. I wanted to do that. So I get Germany before the show. Contract we have in my computer, the price that we agree on, man, I go, boy, sign up. Before the guys will even touch the mic. That's what I want to do. I would not even want them to play and boy, low on the for the one, you know. You understand? Man, you ask them. I purposely for them, not me. You know, that was the purpose. But taking them to Germany was my initiative. I contacted the promoters. I'm like, okay, should be some in Norway, perform then. We get some money, we left home. Most important thing, there is more of this coming. Don't you know?
Singateh foofu important na torop dama bëgg pour ma starté ko from Gambia, like where people would say, didn't they see that in Gambia? So I'm having to take it back. Legi send Johnny B, because we saw you guys shared a short little video talking about how tired you guys were, like the journey. So what happened there? Like it's like you guys travel for literally and like hours or a day. So was there anything that was wrong? Because we had sex and we still, and I was saying they're tired, like, you know what I mean? So can you just give us like a little bit summary of what happened to the journey? That was it long?
I don't believe in those Gambians, you know, chat. Yes, chat amna. You understand? But this of these three girls is the most organized overseas trip ever. I don't know before I get into the entertainment, but since I get into the entertainment, it's the most organized overseas trip ever. Everybody up is 99.9%. It's only that one who's that those enemies of progress are against this. You understand? But the trip has been it has been rough, it has been smooth at the same time. You understand? Bala trip if one way then you jump some jarbat be here si bopa.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was told that when I go okay na si chatty trip la book. You know, so many things stick in between. You understand? So all those there after from that Gambia, we try to fix it because Gambia knew the problem when they said actually the problem started in Gambia when they told us that okay, our ticket doesn't align with our duration of stay here. We try to fix it in Gambia. Or we fix it in Gambia too. The flight tickets has been changed from our itinerary without even knowing it. The Gambia for Gambia boss is checking the man jang have man trying to make sure you talk to a seat. Understand? So we that convo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If a flight ticket change from afternoon to morning, my flight change it why jang same flight never change. For example, Turkish Airlines they do that most of the time because when you are traveling with a Gambian passport, and then you also waiting time you don't want to gain a seat. If there's earlier flight, they do them. But if you have a European passport, so there's a flight dafa good. Man muna am chance ni joma hotel wal muna am chance ma gain ma dem si dekapi. And I told the holiday, the man smart ticket them for 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He sent ticket then go change to 8 o'clock. But man, I didn't know the changes because my head was on the itinerary that we bought. And we went to we went to Turkey. We are there on time, 6 o'clock in the morning. The flight is leaving 40. So we have time. Then the basic gate they don't come them you know Mr. Singer, how you doing the man flight B is in the afternoon. When my that's what my boarding pass says.
Yeah.
But on the pass of the girls, I only look at the first boarding pass from Banjul to Istanbul. I didn't check the Istanbul to Oslo.
So here are like when Gambians don't know. That's again, this is why these shows are important. Here are even few mistakes that no one had, but like you're literally telling us what happened.
No, we're ready now. So when we find out the time that test find out the flight was in the morning. But we were just going, but it looks like soon bought in it was tight. You know, little things in our hand it's easy to find out. Why that was a small mistake. How did it happen?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
You understand?
Yeah.
Talk for who will want to see Istanbul for 7 hours waiting for transit when the flight is leaving in 1 hour. You understand? Mom, the new time that she knew that our flight was 1 in the morning. That was 1 o'clock after we check. Man, was 6. Man, dama smart ticket with the man gives me 8:40 more fan. I fake man, dama no jinko sa. Man, you look at 8:40. I took our 8:40. I took this 8:40. I was like, yeah, Mushba amna, ka amna,
ka amna kat.
So that's how Bansuma ticket banging correct. So that's how we left. Manako, let's go to the boarding place. When I went there, my job talk is you explain, you know, no, because they know the flight was there on time. So we get the flight late on they would have, but they know the flight was there on time. You know, but it's a fault from Banjul. Banjul has telling Mr. Senga, the same ticket be from Istanbul. That change. That's what we do. You tell your flight has been changed, but he didn't tell us anything. We only look at the first boarding pass. Second boarding pass, we are expected to look at that from here to here, but we didn't look at it because we know in our head that our itinerary we are leaving at 3 o'clock. When there is changes, you may have boarding pass. You should alert us there is changes. So when we get there, I don't want to leave them there, but I had to come. Then after we see how best we get them, they have to spend a couple of hours there. Yeah, and further, then they get our flight ticket to come, which costs each person 730. You understand? Just Istanbul to Oslo, 3 hours 25 minutes. So them like people have to understand it's not as juicy as we went. We achieve what we want, but still, you know,
some get obstacles along the road.
Here and there. These are all things that you learn that and make sure you it will never happen. You know, next, if anyone is traveling by alone, please make sure you, if you are getting to spend 3 hours looking at that visa, make sure you know everything is there. If you are traveling, just don't jump into your boarding pass properly. Go through it over and over and over. So, come no matter when this little mistake, you must happen. And I learned that this one never.
Singateh, Linga wa amno solo torop. The 3 artists, like I'm still talking about from Banjul to Norway. The 3 artists that you took to Norway, or the whole association took to Norway, obviously ñom ñetta yep am nañ managers. And I was speaking to someone yesterday who is a colleague, and he asked, why is it that their managers didn't go? And I bet he wouldn't be the only person who will have to ask this question. Lanmota, if you can give us a brief explanation, because the 3 artists ñom ñep am nañ manager. So lutax sen manager yi andu ñok or was it not among the package?
Answer. The problem is I told them all I want about my experience at the American embassy when I went. Small group can do them. Because that time I was a virgin. Smart passport was a virgin. You understand?
You were a virgin, or your passport was a virgin?
Passport was a virgin. You understand?
Parce que gori ñu ben gori Gambia neku virgin. Ñoko gori.
Man, continue. Your size. So the passport
Thank you, one pack. I salute you, sir.
Brother. So the passport was a man man munuma guarantee small bop. How can I guarantee aji? Man luma work is simple.
Yeah.
This is the first chance. Let's give chance to the artists. Let's if they can get themselves a first experience visa. Because they are someone guaranteed for the first time. Next time, if they are applying, they can squeeze it in and start saying, last I went there without my manager, but I struggle a lot. You understand? But even before that would happen, even before I told them, even before you're some manager, since you are getting paid by the artist, you have to put your shit together. You understand? You need to have a saving, you need to have assets, you need to have this and this, because you are the manager. If the artist can,
so the manager too needs to have assets and
manager did the buy an artist again.
Really? Singateh, this is why I said this. So it's like now this is me.
No. What do you think? You're gonna be a manager and the embassy may am a manager of this artist. If the asset might be different, because the artist has his own asset, you have your own asset. Your life is your life. The artist's life is life. His life. You as a manager, you have to prove yourself. You are the manager. Maybe probably you should be even richer than the artist. Richer than artist, but probably you have to have some ties yourself. But if yours, I'm gonna bend ties, I'm gonna bend ligi, I'm gonna bend another artist for struggle. Prove enough sufficient documents. You can be namuna bag bopam. Ngane ko daf la bampu yo. Fu mo dem. Speaking yaga tuki. give them an example of ST. Manako ST has been traveling alone. Understand? Very recently travel like manager. DJ.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it?
For the first time, yeah. This year, yeah.
So it's the thing. Not artists this virgin send password with 2 experience. Next time they can say, oh, last time this is what has happened. You can include your manager there. But from there, the manager also have to be financially stable, or he has to be at least some ties in Gambia. He's a manager. He's just gonna be a manager whereby you don't even have a bank account of $20,000. How?
I'm richer than my artist.
Yes.
And you know one thing, yes, Singateh, this reminds me of having to start managing an artist for the first time. I've never ever had a conversation to ask my artist, have you got a Gambian passport? Musuta neka a conversation. So this is like, it's a learning point for me. So having to finish this show, the first thing I'm gonna do, hey, I've got a Gambian passport or an ID card.
Because opportunities can come anytime. Any given time. As I told you, prior to this trip, I didn't have a passport. When my uncle ID card fan, passport. But when I can gain a few days. She went to the immigration because of her status. Less than 4 days, I'm the passport. Miss Jobis was in Guinea at that time. Passport, I'm passport. How long is the passport? Months more for 3 months to expire. You need a new passport. 3 months passport. You understand? So these are things that if you are working with the artist, not about Gambia, you know. No. Outside the box. Ask your artist, your comment, because anything can happen anytime. They can invite. You know, these are some of the things. I think Gambia, sometimes you don't have to go to school to learn most of these things, but you get to learn them through experience.
Yes.
Through linking with people who are doing this, you know, I'm experienced with them, for example. Like for me, the failure of this little thing to go to Germany, it's like experience for me now. I learn from it. Also learn, and then you'll be able to implicate, you will not be able to replicate that again. That make sure that I avoid you know. Some of things you learned, you know. Man, I want Ben added, but if I have to talk with any artist, I know there is one thing that you will have it nice, more comfort within the nice, dinga sound correct, dinga perform correct, because already I'm an artist. I know how it feels, you know, what it takes to make sure you have a nice sound, you have a nice place, you take la palace nice, you take care of like here those little details. You know, so okay, so travel you okay, na fankum. We have to start respecting our own artists.
Yeah, Singateh, don't you think regardless, artists like our Gambia, she's a baby. Artists like Miss Joby, she is a baby because this is an experience. They literally young people growing up. Come think on the I'm the experience. She's traveled before, if you get what I mean. So Cess have been on a tour. I think I saw Cess with some artists. This was it was Sophia Bass and ST. This was a while ago. Otis Moss. This was a while ago. And Cess did say Nekona America, something like that. And she was born in somewhere in Norway, because when we had the hot seat, she broke this down. Mom, this is not her first experience. But Cess is matured enough to be able to handle and comport things, unlike artists like our Gambia. I would just say as an example.
When they were stuck in Istanbul, she's the one who took over. And she did
That's
the
what
same job.
I said.
Mom, like she was more calm than even me. But she was more calm. She was able to find a way out.
Yeah.
You know, she was the one going front, you know, and then CT did come. You said Magla, was the one who was leading from talking to Oslo, because I was not there, left there. You know, so she has that experience. Yes, that is good. That mom, at least under especially Mr. Bisak our hey, I mean you guys get Afghanistan.
Okay, so having to complete what I was about to say. Don't you think that artists like that would have really appreciated if their managers are with them? That legi, you're part of the mistakes. Consider those babies, they needed like their pillars to be there with them when you have to babysit them during those times. If you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I think that I'm not against the manager thing. Here we can invite managers, promoters, DJs can come.
Because people will say, regardless, you're making excuses.
No, all those can happen. Welcome, my stand was, let's give chance to the artist first. Then force experience of having a visa. You understand? Next time they have the reason, whatever reason they want to use, I want to travel with my manager. It's fine. Force it's fine. That's not a problem. Maybe the problem again and promoters here and there, which whereby they don't want to spend a lot of money, buy all of it. They need all of the artists. But also, for me, I was representing the manager because number one, even if the managers have to come here, they can only have the babysit their artists, as you said, they can give them milk to drink.
Yes. And comfort us.
Other than that, they cannot do anything.
I babysit my artist there. Me, I tell you that.
You can comfort your artists, you can bring your artists up, all those things can happen. But as I said, many artists travel single head, going to a place they've never been. You understand?
People also need to know that, yeah.
They never been. But these ones are lucky. They travel with someone and they feel like you understand? It's different.
Yeah.
You understand?
As a tour manager, yeah.
And
also an artist called I'm the experience of traveling to different countries.
Yes. So it's always a challenge, you know. But then at least, you know, we were able to make sure they are trying to make sure that the managers absent doesn't get felt, but it's in the heat of everything. It's not as easy as you think. This tour has united these girls. This tour has brought them together.
You can see the chemistry in there.
I have seen things that will never happen in a lifetime, if not because we all know how Gambian artists are. Then they masala, then they definitely. But this,
I can tell you that.
within these 10 days in Norway, I have some videos when I posted. So much thing I enjoy because maybe says it's more mature there, but between our and Miss Jobis, these girls they be holding each other hands in the street like come like I twins land.
Tole.
You're finance Nick.
So besana just the next Saturday Buffalo Singateh ko ik alka nyomu to ko tole so hey aji.
Ñoo fanan benn néeg. You understand? They have seen each other. They know each other. I could say because ku nekk sa telephone, ku nekk fu mu nekk xam na ne dang de romance guddi. They know they are small kids. They know each other very well. You understand? They did things together. They stayed together. So like now, Miss Jobs muna talk banyu mu jël telephone am mu call our from nowhere guy waxtaan because now there is that link.
Yes, now there is that chemistry relationship between them.
But before man mako masala, but there is not that thing there. But these two have created now. These can just organize a cocktail, you orient and you meet. You know, they have cocktail together, they do things together, they do project together. Because Toby that playing unite, that was strengthened.
Go on a girls date together.
Yeah, so was nice, all those things, but the bond that I've seen between them. That's what inspired me a lot. Like that, obviously, these people can work together outside Gambia, but inside Gambia, for the fam poor, they bond, they so on. That's all about Gambia. But they left Gambia suddenly. They were like sisters. You understand? But when they go to Gambia, now if you want they just send. But now I think these girls with this tour, they friends forever, unless you nangu ni duga sendigante.
Singateh, obviously we have seen the bond on those pictures. Basically, Mansabumako Jise, I'm like, oh my God, ouch, look at them. Especially there's this picture that Awa is wearing joggers and Miss Jobis is wearing joggers, and they're literally looking at each other. I
have nice videos of that in the park.
Yeah, it's one of the cutest I've seen. Yeah.
Park like Europe. So many things happening. I have pictures where by because I was like a paparazzi. I took everything. I have seen moments whereby they hold each other. I'm like, wow, you know, in my hand, this is nice. Because I know I've been an artist. I know how we behave towards each other. I know
and
how
you were there working with them before they even travel.
I know the deal. So I'm like, okay, like this is more than just coming to nowhere to perform. But this tour has created that relationship. Then I'm very impressed. I couldn't tell how impressed. That's the most impressed thing I could take out of this tour. ñoo nekk di dawante Istanbul ñoo nekk di same fly all those things they experience things together whereby they will never forget.
Singateh li nga wax am na solo torop. So having to have the girls in Norway, naka la seen accommodation bi demee. Now we're talking about Norway, that yéen yéen a provide accommodation. Did you get some people to lodge them, or literally you guys paid a hotel and having to their food and everything? How was that taken care of, or it was from their own pocket?
No, as I said, from the process of the visa, it's clearly stated that we are responsible for everything. You understand? Yes, they came. We didn't take them to no hotel. Me, I go to Europe. You put me in a hotel, maybe you don't have a choice. But somehow, the man invite, so choose hotel, and as long as your house is comfortable, I would choose the house than the hotel.
Hey, wait.
Yes.
That's why I said this is a conversation. When they invited me to go to Glasgow, basically, they said choose a hotel of your choice. They might be watching because man wahi fen buguma. They said choose a hotel of your choice. Dinañ ko fay. And I said no, I'm staying with a friend. I'm not choosing a hotel.
Okay,
yeah.
because I have seen another block who was advising us. He never had anything positive about this trip. Koku mom, holam dafa tilim, come SOS mbalit, bu nekk Banjul. Koku. Duma wa turam because ma way sen dama job boss. Ñu ñoo dekk fi bobé, but sen hol bi dafa tilim, comme bu nekk SOS. You understand? When you talk about hotel, nga dem wala nga dem Airbnb nga feeloon xaalis bu ñëw spend foofu is peut nga jël leen xaalis boobu seen nga def ko seen poche yóbbu ko Banjul moo gën nga jox ko tubaab bi. Number one. Number two, you put in hotel comme unity bu ma woon strength comme this friendships friend bu ma woon soo nekk ku nekk sa room they will not even time to see each other. They will always be on their phone. You understand? They will not even get connection apart from you them perform you ñibbi. Understand? Ku nekk nga dugg sa néeg. When you talk about a hotel, do am lekk apart from seen lekk you born you know. You understand? But you come, they give you an apartment where you have everything in there. Madam Duga ma indi leen ko yeen jigéen ngeen so dem free ngeen toogal seen bopp ñu am nice. Tooga fii dafa ute toogi Banjul yoo xam nga. Naka la. Huh?
Yeah.
It's very easy, had everything to, and that's what I preferred, and that's what we thought is the best for them. You know, we are talking about 10 days we spend if it is Airbnb according to the first receipt we said on. You're talking about over 5,000 euros for 10 days. Why would you pay that for? Put the nail out, like when you have a room whereby you have everything in here. You understand? So man, for example, all the tours that I'm doing, some over hotel. As long as I'm comfortable in your house, I'm fine. I don't need a hotel. Me, I like my malo. You understand? You cook for me, or they cook for me, I eat. I don't want to go to the hotel. Ngai watch and get a kebab, ngai them get a burger, ngai them nonsense. You know, hotel. What is hotel? It's overrated, my darling. So they stayed in an apartment, which was theirs. They can do whatever they want. I'm time to make up time to whatever you want. Just do it. It's easier for everyone. Much more easier.
Makeup is mentioned. Did you guys have to arrange someone to do their makeup and paid for that, or they did their makeup for themselves?
Guys, they bad. When makeup artist knew, need them like I'm not someone actually from Norway is a chicken actually. Remember, can more makeup ni? Man, I go send Boba.
Is it?
Yes.
And guess what? When they were in Dakar waiting for their visa, so I called and I wanted to talk to them on a video call. And Miss Job is, I spoke to, Seth was out on the streets buying something. And I said, I wanted to speak to Miss Job is an hour. And they were running because it was a video. No, we haven't done makeup. This, you know what I said? This is why Hussein and what's he called again? Uche said, Aji get what Aji wants. You know what I did? I just said to them, I said, okay, take the phone near them. And the phone was taken near them. And I said to them, do you know what? I give you the chance for the next 2 minutes to be on a video call with me. If not, I'm going video Facebook Live now and tell the whole world that our Gambian female artists, they don't have confidence in themselves. They don't talk to people on video call if they don't wear makeup. They're like, hey, who are we talking to? And the person that gave them the call said, Aji from Aji's Corner. They say, hey, we are afraid. And they all came to on the phone and spoke to me. So obviously, that's why I had to also ask, like, who did their makeup?
They did their makeup themselves. They choose their dress themselves. Then let's talk it simple. They were just on point.
I couldn't have done it for myself. I can't do makeup. That's why I come out so natural.
So it takes a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
That way gowlen, then you want them gowlen. It takes a lot of time, to be honest, because they have to order sand and concrete and gas pack foundation, whatever you call it. They were building a whole story, but
from foundation.
Yes, it's fine. You know, they did
Bro, because I can't even imagine younger hour doing her makeup for herself.
Can makeup artist. No, they did themselves. This is comfort. You know, at least young secure, we have all the time to go around. Lampa jingere weng, lampa ne kun nawek. Danga gislut. You see, you make up.
The lampa never nawek in
nowhere. So you. That's why I don't even need to edit anything. I posted the way. I posted the way it is. To be honest, I'm impressed. I think they're happy to be here, but I'm more happy that they came and at least.
So Singateh, like after all of this, like we saw the ladies were wearing a nice African attire, and I was like, oh, I just loved like at man munuma hide how I feel. I just love Sesungum's attire. It's my favorite. Man, this is me. Tomorrow you will say too, Singateh, I know after this one you say, Aji, how many times did I told you stop saying this one is my favorite? But I cannot help it.
Yeah,
Sessi's thingy outfit was just my favorite. I don't know, it's about the chaya, which is more traditional or
her outfits were nice, even the ones she wore on the gala.
Yeah.
I was taking the video, but I stopped the video. I'm not Jahit Babu don Roma dafa gis na mu yuhu but the video was off. I already stopped recording. I couldn't at that moment, but yeah, they did a very good choice on that.
Yeah, guys, ladies, our and Miss Jobis, I'm not picking on Sess to be my favorite. I'm just saying Sess's outfit is my favorite, and that's my feeling. Man, express my feeling. So yeah, Singateh, was this outfit like something lo hamne yen okay, it's a cultural weekend. We want you to come like a culture, because obviously then they post a Gambian cultural weekend, people will say nothing about it is cultural because you're not wearing anything connected to Africa. So is it okay, or the girls spoke about you know what, it's cultural, we should bring something attire be material be and all of that should be able to represent. Miss Jobis went a little bit Asian, Indian, or whatever. Now, I'm having a chit chat with Mom, but at least still, it felt like a little bit Egyptian, which is also Africa, if you know what I mean. Is it Africa? Egypt? Is it Africa? Egypt.
Yeah.
Egypt is
Africa, of course.
Which is also a little bit African. So basically, even our outfit is African modernized because the attire tells you is something that is like African. So you're not prepare or you're not designing. This is how you guys gonna come and how did the outfit come about?
The only thing we decided was the Hawari night. One West African attire. So that's the flash of the cultural week.
So you're not bobu before you know.
Wabobu sa then let them peace be, let's sense a group be. They have to themselves to show solidarity, and that came from their own pocket. You will send Baba Aso Bibo. Man small boss says more.
Oh, thank you.
So she did that for me. Our did herself. They did that. Contribution. You understand? They did. Yes. But other than that, the dresses, we just said the whole schedule of the program.
Oh.
You understand? So they
came up with their ideas.
This is Tuesday, the Monica, the Howling Monica, so you send Baba, they've sent pickups what they want to wear those days. So all their dressings were well coordinated by themselves and their tailors. Sent on Tesla and then Bugai flash Oslo like why Oslo sang malasita. Angala mo sang malasita.
Everybody if I naman di kakamo mo iliko.
Mo sang malasita.
Bidu tengo di denubi ab. Ko bidu.
So it was nice. Miss Jobs went a little bit to
lightning. The lightning happened.
Yes, Miss Jobs went a little bit to bring that king, that Manding Queen stuffs, you know.
Oh, that's Manding, is it?
Yeah.
Now you see, I'm taking it to Egypt because I'm long. So Miss Jobs. Kanam booty Saturday, kanam booty. Atata mandinka dule, mandinka kunda.
Says came with her Daba Kurto.
Daba Kurto. Chai.
What was our king which
European.
Yes, European African batik
kind of mix,
mix.
Dafa modernized mom
Yes.
bossam.
So it was just too perfect. At least something nice then, and then it was a perfect journey, to be honest.
So Singateh, just give us a summary of the shows that happened and their performance. You were saying, oh, you guys made sure that you gave them the best live band ever, and then make sure because I saw that they went on rehearsal. So just give us a quick explanation of how the whole show, the performance, the turnout, and how you feel like the Gambians welcomed them, and the whole thing in Norway, and then we will get to the little bit controversial part of it.
Okay, I think the show itself, the performances, when the visitors were out, I was thinking it's gonna be the usual playback thing. But knowing that their kind of music, playback would be very, very boring. You understand? Like, you just come 3 minutes will be there. In the 3 minutes will But if you want to have a more entertainment show, it's good with a band that you can extend the song Muguda. If I do play, you can work with the crowd more. And all those stuffs. You understand? And so the way we present these girls, I was expecting Norwegian to have Nenyo because I have a lot of Norwegian friends when I was studying here. You know, and the magis few to babsing and the Norwegian and you so be. When I play CDC Ghana Valley, they can vibe. So the performance can be much better than that. But on a not certain so hot, would have been easier. Speaking then I'm banned from Gambia. You have the boys, you have them sing songs, they've been playing together. Would have been very easier. Why band with Amon? They are all professional musicians, but they're in countries. I'm not going Sweden, I'm not going Göteborg, I'm not going Angleterre, and the rest. They send way see they practice alone in their houses. Wednesday, on Wednesday, select first day, that was the first day. When you came Tuesday, Wednesday was the first day guy decided to train together in group. That Wednesday the drummer was not around. You mean new Fineka. Europe blocks. If I want to make sure that the annual rehearsal, I have to pay you all those hours. No,
yeah, it's not like Gambia. Yeah.
Yes.
Where a drummer can just come drum the whole day just to prepare for the day, but they have to be paid for this in advance here.
So when it comes, your band will decide more if since today is their first day to play together, it's better for the next day, Thursday, the artist can come. I'm like, it doesn't work like that in this world. Any band will be happy to have an artist at their rehearsals. Then what you are whether the artist approve it or not. So still I insist on Wednesday, but for you them for by force. You understand? We cannot just let them rehearse on when the artists are available. It doesn't make any sense. Let's just go whatever, because I know the time frame. I calculate how many hours we rehearse with the band. It's 8 hours all together. Wednesday we hours with them when they went through all the songs. Another 2 hours the artists went and do the rehearsal. Then Thursday again was the 4 hours we had with them. Ourselves and all that. Friday we had another quick one with them when we are doing the sound check. So on a nutshell, it's like 8 to 9 all the hours together. Okay, great. At some point they miss here and there, but that's normal because we didn't have enough time with them. But with that lead to normality, new artists, the musician, feel okay, they miss a little bit here, they miss a little bit here, but the audience don't know. They're not musicians, they just come to entertain, they are there for the groove. You know. Yes. So that was only part of it. But on a nutshell, the band performance with the girl, microphone. So hey, so like some of their artists, way then I fucking CD like I play. Because I feel banging there, mic banging there, send voice in there. You know what I mean?
Guys, I'm not thinking dafa nekk di am call moom fu mu nekk no way li comme mu ngi toog laati kunda ay mel ni ku toog si Afra Place bi fii soo dee dem noonu
but Afra Place
soo dee dem noonu Afra Place suñ place bi suñ place bi si Afro place yi Gambia.
No, man ngi digi Norway boy. You know.
Are you sure que yaa ngi Norway parce que comme Africell nga nekk di use.
Boy, xoolal benn 1 week rek dégg Banjul dafa soxor. Gambia dafa soxor.
Susa.
1 week rek maa ngi freshman xam nga lu may Banjul and they are not even appreciate. Some of them are not appreciate.
meew bi sax duñ benn meew bi xalaat tay si meew bi nga téye di rek keke i ka wala mbinte keke
so loolu mooy problème so lu ma wax rek mooy the band performance was exceptional and I think it was the best way to present these girls and then yes it was really nice because playing with the band yow si bopp as an artist doo dee soona mën ngaa jël break nga bàyyi gars yi tàngal affaire yi xam nga relax nga continue so it was we set the bar so high now that this has happened. I'm not saying every Gambian artist that come to Europe has to perform with a band, but we have to introduce something because Senegal is new of you. Soon guy band and they take a guy. Why do you have to bring our artists and they munna play? Why when you play band? I'm not if there's resources, give them a band. So our Gambia team wouldn't play angle so go a bands. Often gonna am ambience, for example. Then so then go in mu play playback. You understand? Just like me in Gambia, if they invite me to a luncheon whereby it's playback, do my them. If it's a live band, I have to go and watch.
I'm not solo because I had so many people saying artists that go to Europe they play on playback. For example, like I said, Monsumo sort of transparent. For example, ST went on a tour this year and we saw that it was a playback. Hussein went on a tour this year and we saw that it was a playback. And we saw what's it called? Jizu went on a tour and it's playback. So many people. I saw a TikTok video where someone was dissing the fact that all Gambian artists is new fini, then they face in harness why playback they play. So is it ne Nilen they invite wara def a live band or how does that because people like to blame when they don't know come to their hair why I'm the experience to leave. How does it happen?
Number one, when you want a live band, you have to go a little bit. You have to stretch yourself a little bit financially.
Okay.
Because
now that makes sense.
A higher band, you have to pay for a band. You understand?
So does the artist have to do that, or the promoters, the organizers?
No, the organizers.
Okay.
Because when the artists want to bring a whole band from Africa, you don't come afford. But inside, wherever you live, there might be band that you can talk to that can back them. You understand? It's not that as expensive as you think.
Yeah.
It's not. No, you have to. But the main problem is to club.
Yeah.
You know, perform. You take like DJ booth for a tech band.
Yeah, and that's what happened to ST when he came to Birmingham, and I had to come out and diss the whole organizers.
Yes,
the whole organizing committee.
So I think Nigerians some artists
committee.
They just do it, you know, playback and then go def. But I think you get to a point that if you think you can utilize, like you don't even need a 7-piece of band, 4-piece of band. That they over nice. 4-piece, you do a semi-live, it sound nice. Understand? But come no matter like man, soon promoters outside, most of them send the facet. They have the intention of like soon Gambian halama suma charge, soon Gambian artist bila dama ko buga in the fee pour mu perform. Understand nga? Whereby the intention is very there, but the financial muscle are not there.
So here is where people will blame artists like ST, Hussein,
it's not ST's fault.
Playbacks.
It's not their fault. It's not their fault. Sometimes the promoters have very good intention, but financially they cannot afford all that. You understand? So it will be difficult for them to put a band here and there for you to get what you want. That's difficult because they want the easiest way. Come boy, then they're happy. They want to contribute younger fee. They want you to reach to the boys in Italy, in Spain, Germany. At least let them feel home. At this guy, I'm not missing Gambian music. But you get artists online. They never met them personally. You know, promoter could have flow. Trying but maybe as time goes on, some of them will see that live band more bagas. You understand? As this thing has started again, if we have to bring any artist in Norway here, we'll make sure I'm banned because folk nga am lubari. You understand? Before events they ute tamit. I'm not events because you should know event dafa am diverse crowd. Hale yi mairie koto yi jegi ñepa de ñew. Why so all some of the songs that happen in Italy and they're the boy yafa they know. So boy mom sometimes playback is the only solution you can give them.
But a venue is like you're right. Literally, they will get you venues that are like one of the cheapest and the poorest places in the whole community. Because, for example, that's what happened in Birmingham, and I was so pissed off, and I had to come out and blast like seriously, I went all raw. So the venues like that, for I take live band because ST nyawe fi fum not perform bir Birmingham so if I take a baby court lala. Lol, good for H. And you want a live band on that kind of stage. That's weird.
But then I think as an industry we are coming up on unless we decided to have that open mind of listening to, because when I seen people talking about things that they don't know about.
Yes, my problem be nini. Then you just ST wala Jizu wala Hussein because these are artists you know have recently traveled then. I had videos, I had it myself. You learn artists and artists in have the playback artists like how would you blame the artist? Now we know.
This one goes to all the artists that does playback.
Oh, someone said when I did the video for about ST coming to Birmingham is when they followed me while I went so raw. Trust me, I was mad.
Yes, so like look at playback more. Sometimes a definite playback. I've taught a lot of time with playback. But playback has two criteria. You have to sync with the music. You understand? But most of the artists, you might get young artists that they get playback. They do more of a DJing than playback. You way send voice with Anutra and serious. New time when we playback, we sing the song word by word and they focus live like they fake do live. We put a lot of energy, a lot of effort, put in you feel way because you as an artist you're so good to feel cool.
Prove a point.
You understand? Why you're on stage way you are not even thinking.
You
understand? So it looks like you are doing more of a DJ than you use it become noisy in the head. Try and make sure so the playbacks and sync with your playback, sync with your song word by word. Then you have the last and then feel at least he's put a lot of energy in it. Understand? But legi do magis banyo same playback danga dem magis artist. She's not saying anything. Mungi jump on the stage with
when you got your ice cream cone.
Neku di what dara. Yo dinga fa mandina bay su manelo lola dem setan Q City. Do what them?
Start thinking
something.
This is why I say you're my favorite artist. And you know something, Singateh, sorry to cut you there. Each time I say, Singateh, what's my favorite artist to my friend? She said, I did your artist Bunyore Kokumane as a favorite artist. You're kind of singing and like Manokuman Singateh like but every artist is my favorite artist. Go ahead.
So that's the thing. Let them know. Playback to the farm technique. Just make sure you use the technique. Bull nega the place a song be and use way. No one is hearing what is even playing behind. You are overshadowing everything. That is mic technique. Mic be push ko tuting am na your playback them. Amal technique am na do overcome what is coming from the speakers. Sometimes what do they enjoy some of the playback. Or you can do a semi-live. Semi-live is you recorded your song. Them as studio be mugere sa main vocals si way be mujola beat bi nga bay ko at lips backing vocals. Nga way si come. That too is touching because you play semi-live, you know. Why? As I tell you, to be honest, we have a long way to go. And then I think, as I said, I don't know everything, but I think I know something. Yes, I said in my studio, I said even at the beginning of my studio, if you think you know it all, then you don't need me. You can just go do your thing. But if you think you know some, I know some, we can work and see how we can make it even better, then you are welcome. Yeah, ko gisi suma studio rek ngam ne ko he think that he knows all, so you are not welcome. Ko fa gis ngam ne ko he's ready to learn. He's ready to, some of them come there, they don't come to record. About industry, we talk about life. That become more beneficial to you than recording because you learn a lot of stuff.
Yeah. ba pare ku nekk along the way sax doo dee mun a xam yëpp foog nga nekk di jànga because yow sa bopp sax danga eewu suba every day di jànga pour li nga def nga mun si improve so we all at the learning point boo xam ne we wake up every day man mi sa suma soobi to be honest look at me I am sitting here having to have a chit chat with you asking you all of these questions when they're not even written. I just put the camera on. Nothing that I'm talking to you about is written or anything because normally guys they just ma tek wala di read suma hot seat bi nga just ma ngi read but this is a so bo xamne already xamna because it's my talent.
Aji my student banjo I have everything there. I have a drum you can use. I have bass guitar. I have rhythm guitar. I have a synthesizer. I have a mini keyboard. You can actually come there. If you're a serious artist, you can come there and even practice. I will grant you the space to do your thing. You understand? But kufanyo de nekol bagasi come toy. Nyom da naga recorded them because they don't want to progress. It's only few musicians and they perform. Those are the things you rehearse. It's a place. I don't have a problem. You come, just use them, rehearsal, man. I'll be happy to see and sit and help you fix and watch you do your thing. But because we are very contented to that small little cycle, no, we have to learn. Nigerian studio session direct rehearse with their band. All those things helps you. It helps you more to develop yourself. Some Gambian artists do they train. They only perform or train their voice when they are going to perform. I could say. You may be courses of your parents. You know, we have musicians. For example, Yusun Dursuara de Bersi, Muna trained 3 months. He has been working with those bands forever. They know his songs. But the fact of rehearsal, long preparation because of that event. Boy, I am them because the band know his songs. They've been working together forever. Not to mention that you and every album launch, well, every so then I change band in the key. They don't even know your songs, so it's difficult.
Yeah, artists like Barhama, like sometimes when I speak to Barhama, he's like, I'm just from the beach to train my voice. So I do hear Barhama saying that most of the time. So I think the Lolo Tamit come sing at more when they didn't train the exercise and all of that. And sing at someone mentioned our Gambia was the only one that did a playback. If this is true, what happened?
You know the show the playback they did on Saturday. That was not their main show.
Okay.
That was a gala. We just initiate that, this organism they didn't even perform. We just did that to do 2 or 3 songs just to entertain the crowd. I'm little hardest. And man, I don't bring them. I bring them here to perform, but I bring them here to have money. Gambia, we had small. So we did that as a small performance. But if that person go to my Facebook or to my Instagram, you see all performance of our Gambia, all performance of Says, all performance of Miss Jobis with the band. That day was marked that this is their concert date, which was on Friday, on the 4th of August. The 5th of August was just for them to warm up the place and then, that's it.
Bunya
thank you.
Singateh, I'm not solo regarding of all the show and everything went well and you're so happy and people are happy because at the end of the day sa artist deliver nañ yow li tax nga yóbbu leen foofu noonu ba nga xam ne loolu yow tamit sa sa coobare la moo nekk pour sa pride pour nga yóbbu leen nit ñi feel song bi bugga ñu ñëwaat te loolu yëpp ñun gis nañ ne xew na si internet bi dem na ba level boo xam ne yaa ngee gis at a point boo xam ne Gambian artist bu most of them ñoo xam ne man because man Gambian artist dama dee follow seen page yi because soo amee like page daf la dee suggestal so dama ku ma gis ne am nga page su ma waxee yow sa gis ma sa page dama ne am nga page ma dem follow sa page because I want to see everything that you're doing and the little thing I can do is follow your page so obviously I would do that. So I saw many of them were sharing these girls like they're proud and they're just proud to be there for each other for these girls because girls there was a little bit new to that something that happened. I don't know how to call the word again with Sophia the last time, and then basically people were saying we don't support Gambian artists because it is the industry is male dominated. And here is where I see every man who is an artist coming out to share these girls flyers, and I am like, here we are. here there. So in support and pride and all praise comes to you because munon nanyo wax ne oh cultural weekend blah blah Singateh and you say I'm not gonna be part of this, do it, or I'm not gonna be part of the selection, I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna get involved, if you get it, if you know what I mean. So I'm having to say kudos to you and credit to every Gambian artist that even shared share. Singateh, after all of this, you guys had a small misunderstanding because mandumoko oye controversy sa because I'm not Gambian the lu ndaw mom la day jël mu sparkle ko mu escalate to something lo xamne it's not necessary. And when it's not necessary, it's not necessary. So basically we saw ne sa galsi you call them Destiny's Child, which is obviously it's kind of sexy and it matches with the three of them. You just know basically I was invited to host them in Germany, and it was my pride to me to have a call from one of the promoters and said, hey, we want you to come and host the girls. And I was thinking it's like gonna be 4 of us and all of that. So you at the end of the day the show was cancelled. Having to have a show boo xam ne yow tamit sa first time la nga yóbbu gaal si ñoom tam seen first time ñu waroon a bugg a dem Germany. It was gonna be nice tamit from Philly ñu am a tour to another country. So having to have a show boo xam ne it was well planned, xëy na ñi jaay nañ seen ticket si ba pare, xëy na fay nañ venue bi ba pare, xëy na tamit xam nga ñeneen jóge nañ beneen dëkk ñëw, xëy na nit ñi tamit jënd nañ seen outfits and all of that. So how did it all went wrong ba nga xam ne yéen mënu leen a woon a thingy, and yow naka nga feel si them having to invest ba pare mu ñoo demee ni demee ni.
As I said, the Germany one, I mentioned that before. How it,
we just bring it back because hopefully you conclude the show and the controversy I saw on the internet.
As I speak to you right now, these girls still have a valid visa in their passports. As we speak, they still have it. After the next day, they have.
Today's the 12th.
12. They have visa for another 13, 14 days. I don't know. They still have it. You understand? But that single mistake that happened was the duration of stay, which we call the permit. Because 2 week, week is 7 days. But we are able to have extra days for new tomorrow and Boba, which was a new thing to me, to be honest. As I tell you that you're gonna jail visa they took it from 2006, but I have never witnessed something like that. So when I booked those shows in Germany, as I said, those 2 shows, Kenenki, even then because of shows, then they call telephone Stuttgart. You understand? Bu Bremen Bremen many times I performed there as an artist. You understand? Bobu is not part of the contract. You understand?
Yeah.
As I said, it's not part of the contract when I was applying the visas. That was the reason we couldn't have all the duration of a permit to play there. You understand? Hadn't been on the contract, I put those contracts there because those contracts came, those shows came after the visa was out. But as I told you, I was more looking at the duration of the visa, which is all the way to the end of August. That permit thing, that's legacy duration of thing, duration of stay thing, that legacy passport. ChitChat bobu nonu. Yun yep, gisinko. I just said no one more than you and I didn't disappoint anybody. I disappoint you know who I am sorry for. When my boy called me, no boy, I spent a lot of money. When he told me how much he spent, he told me how much he spent on the club, how much he spent on the drinks. The only thing left for him to buy was the flight tickets.
Oh, everything was prepaid already.
So, but what I told him about the flight ticket was, don't buy it back at Torrent Floor. I will look for another show whereby the organizer of that show will buy the flight we're going to use from Oslo to Germany. You understand? You buy a return from Germany to Oslo. So, and that's what I end up doing. The people in Bremen, you generally send ticket, toss them and talk with. The airline sent me a message that it's time for boarding when I can toggle for my board. You understand? It was on Thursday. But then when I asked how much you spend 1 hour, I'm like, no problem. Be mistake, you understand? But I'll make sure next time we come, your Harris both spend we make sure we go on share basis. In fact, just to make sure I recover little. You understand?
You're trying to compromise here. You were trying to compromise.
Yes, this is what it is.
Is it because, sorry, is it because that you were trying to compromise because you couldn't refund, or it's not up to you to refund what they spent? Because someone would watch this and say you should have refunded.
No, it would have been refunded had it maybe signed contract.
Okay.
Even if I should take these guys to Germany before they will perform, I will make sure I print the contract on what we agree on verbally to be signed before my artists start performing.
Okay, just important. Sign.
If this was contract signed here and there and there, I'm my favorite. I'm the one who did the show.
Yeah.
And who sold the show to them. I am the one to pay, but I cannot pay anything. I can only help him to make sure that Murigen has some whether it's going to be there after tomorrow, but at least he made this money back. You know, this is the option I told him. Even the video that the girls did, they didn't owe anybody an apology. I did that video because Namabuga Masen Kosi promoter Kukona Sobi, Pruone guy, it wasn't a lie. You understand? It was misunderstanding. It wasn't a lie. The misunderstanding came from the tour manager and whatever. You understand? Let me take the promoter so it's in people that say that they final keys I'm contact and girls just to suture them, you know, so just to make sure they don't get like that bad name.
Sorry to cut you there, but don't you think that you were the right person to do that apology video or a written apology message to everyone?
Yes, I'm the right person to do it. I saw you say my involved girls, you know what, but I want them again as a understand? So I just put them in there. When that thing happened, I was very strong, but in my head, I wasn't thinking straight too. It was like so many things. Left, right, baram, 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 baram. The phone was ringing continuously. You understand? So for you to just have everything in your head right there, there's some errors. I said that. I'm not
right. You know me, I say it sincerely. But I felt like the girls, their video was too sketchy. Because wait, Sesngov is there like, I am going to die tomorrow. Wait, let me express my feelings. When I saw the video on WhatsApp, and Miss Jobis is like, they're about to take her to the hospital, and our two is like, yeah, you know, I'm like, this one is too. No, that one, you guys were too drama. You sketched that one to some level. It was not even necessary. And someone is telling me, take Sesngov is too sad. I said, this is what Sesngov portrayed to be this kind of person. So please leave me alone.
You know, sometimes you think you get it all right until you get it all wrong. You know what I mean?
Miss Job is Sesngov ani our Al Naja. These people, and it's all fake.
They feel like it feel like Hale after any more apologize. But anyway,
you are pretending too much. This is too fake.
Anyway, I know. But to be honest with you, there was nobody prepared for this show than myself. Man, play over there. But I was more prepared than anybody. Yeah, I was more prepared. I was more happy to make sure you them job because I'm not as you for them they would have done something and the Ben artist def cover. Because I'm not everybody was waiting for them left, right, middle, center. People bought gift. Them I'm not gonna call sister. I'm not my address guy. I'm not with them Gambia. My agent guy gift for me guy because people call me from Kalsua. Gambian flag like I'm then your surprise. You know why?
I am so happy with you guys.
Funny pass he was just listening to these guys, their songs. Jungle styles. No more feature.
You know chat la singa si bopam moy chati bopam.
Wana guy man ko ne yen ngeen am sen chat. Man my master of chat la man chat. Man
yo sa chat ga.
Suma boss bokasi nak affaire yi gëna monotonous, you know. Dafa capacité affaire dafa capacité rek.
Ka. So Singateh li nga wax am na solo torop la comme ni ma ko waxe.
Now I would just said that definitely it's a mistake that has happened, but at the same time you nga xamne prepare and show be you are looking forward to center siaka and you balan you but dama make so dinañ ko defaat inshallah dinañ ñëwaat.
So Singateh is basically apologizing to everyone that bought their ticket, that bought outfits, that got ready, to the promoters, to the spenders, to the cleaners, to the direct, everyone.
And I'm apologizing to myself for not making it there because I was so looking forward to this, to be honest. I was so for all these guys, even a few days before the show, they were asking me, what are we going to wear at Germany? I'm like, oh, you guys check. It's a club vibe. You just check whatever. So we were all ready. Even myself, I came with them. I told them, they're going to buy my few other weeks. I'm just mascot at getting us. But then myself, my schedule was round. There must go circle around these girls while they're going to be here. When I'm going to do this, when I'm going to then I have to reschedule myself again. You know. So, but then let them know that this is something that has to maybe tell me sometime more they motivate. Uncle, maybe soon what's that for the meta. We might not even expect what we expected. That I would not find. So stop. Yeah. He was like, you know, she's one of the artists that they're gonna come. You know, we'll come back. You know, maybe soon what's that you buy you know, that's it. And then this is if they love these girls as much as they said they were ready for their show, this best decision definitely go guy next time the fact na yomba you know.
Yes, Singateh am na solo torop Miss Jobis ni awa nalbe mota matak Miss Jobis because mom suma xarit la access so mota matak le pour ñu ñëw Miss Jobis ni awa xam nga ñun xam ne semestre am JJC le so ñu ngi yakamti wo pour dugal Germany Miss Jobis for ni say tay sa ko bon de tata tu den tata jaman tata no wen tata Germany bari sañ wasata rote kelat it has nowhere the male. Basically, Singateh, Germany is one of the countries that I said I visited and I don't like Germany. Germany guy didn't call like Germany. Miss Germany mandia. Like so. Singateh. So here is the visa issue that you've been talking about. So we want to know, like, we want you to break down because the issue was the visa. It was what was it called again? Amuton, the permit for you guys to play in Germany. So we want you to differentiate visa or hamne mungo ko use. I don't know how you call it again to play nga tax and all of that. I don't know. And then visitors visa because here is where many people will get it wrong. But they set and passport and read every single details before leaving. So when you mistake visa bita munu lena play nga kotal you down please.
Visa. Listen, they have visa up to today. They have. But when we applied, when they went to the embassy, they end up paying a little bit extra money because they were coming here to perform. They have to pay for that work permit fee.
So the visa is a work permit visa.
Motabuga so large guy. You talk to them. Motabuga them Dakar. The money we allocate to them wasn't enough. They had to pay extra. Like a 1990 extra things to think there. So that's what they paid. You understand? So they had the right to come and perform because they are getting paid for it. You understand? They have to pay tax for it. Why come no matter what guy they should know the difference between visa and work permit is. Man small, but I don't take myself out. Most of my tours in Europe I come through performances, understand? But there are some tours that I came here. I came with a visitor visa.
Yeah.
My play. I'm not allowed to play because in the visa it shows that I'm not allowed to play. So you show them in UK, so all the visitor visa they want to no whatever publics, whatever. They could have been there for fun. You understand?
No public phone.
Thank you. Then they've been there something there. That means you say to the embassy you are going for holiday, you don't come to work. So man, Lola don't try to put me understand me. Man, I did it before. Crisscross na you the best sona. I did it in America. Them now for visitor. Them now no man small visa America performance like recording. Them now recording. I have a visa for 5 years. Why them now they play? Them they collect. I shouldn't do that. You understand?
It's illegal.
It's illegal. So Lola the guy understand that in the midst of things, let them know that my guys didn't just come with a normal ordinary visa. So ordinary visa, they know them. Why the way our things have gone and after us contacting the embassy for an extension, them through.
William, that he was gonna come.
Swing they get fit on. them def lu ñu neex ñun because that money we're gonna get from Germany. Come on, I'm jeopardizing these guys their chances of coming here. He doesn't want it.
You're putting their career online.
That's the main reason that mistake was there. I could have seen that long time ago. Why come on, I have never applied for visa.
Over-excited, right?
Oh, yes. When the visa was out, I didn't see the visa myself. I just said, take a picture, send it to me. When they take a picture, send it to me. I was busy. I was blind, to be honest. I just looked at the duration of the visa. I didn't read all the small things. Didn't see zero, you know. Passport for over 1 month. They didn't see it. I didn't see it. Yeah, their managers didn't see it. Our secretary in nowhere didn't see it. We just let it be like it's something that is not meant to happen. You know what I mean? So it is a big car. We're gonna repeat it. I promise that.
Singateh, which is very important, and I'm glad that you apologized to the organizers, because Gambian bisu realize that they have mistakes and they jai dole jai advantage because buguta come down to accept their mistakes. Okay, here is where I have to say basically, after the whole scenario, some of the promoters, I wouldn't say all, I saw a promoter wrote on Facebook and basically even contacted me and said, could you please share, which was also caught and shared by me. Okay, I saw you later came out to clarify things because maybe you must have been upset. Maybe you saw something somewhere, or I don't know what happened out there. But you can just you can just come out. You can just make it everything clear. So basically, you part of you writing what you wrote, the whole sentence. Right now it is bringing a controversy because I saw Hussein. A 10 minutes video of Hussein today. I saw Hussein made a 10 minutes video today. I had to listen to the video when I saw it on Gum Music promo. Guys, you can follow the page. He was basically saying, out of respect, because there's when I had his message, what anything that is offensive or disrespectful or anything, you know what I mean? He just felt like, okay, he did say, I am not the kind of person that would do a video and even come out and rant over something, but I felt like my career also is put in line under this, and he felt like he was thrown under the bus, like he said. So don't you think that like part of you what you wrote, you went over the board to have to mention part of what you wrote, it could have been you accepting what happened, apologize, younger stay on your own issue with the girls and the promoters, not having to say, if this name for artists you have, then you get them, so you them do not, because Hussein made a point. Like, there is no point where you saw their visas to say it's a work permit visa or a visitor's visa. So I, for one, Dumalafena, I felt like the message was too much where it gets to that place. So then, and Hussein did say, hey, nyom, duñ ko jëlee nenen, why keneen dina ko déggee ne, okay, nyom, they go without visas to perform somewhere, because he did say some people will take it negatively, some people will take it positively.
Yeah.
So don't you think that you went over the board?
I went over the board, I guess. That's what you want to say. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is, it's true.
Yeah.
As I said, in the heat of everything, you want to pour everything out there.
Yes.
Which wasn't me at that point.
Oh, bless.
You understand? Which wasn't me. I'm happy that these boys are touring. At my time, in my generation, I was one of the artists and the more they gonna took it. The rest, they all sit back there and wait.
Yeah.
But now that everyone is touring, you understand? And if I am to work with anybody, I'll give you the same energy as I give it to this. You understand? It's true. I mentioned that.
I myself, I would like to. I just felt like you should have stayed on your own lane.
I should have stayed my lane and do that. But it's a word when it's out. It's just like a bow from an arrow.
He did say that. He did say sometimes people say things.
Useno is one of top artists. But what Jesus, they are the closest to me.
I was gonna come there. Didn't I know for closeness of them, how it will affect. Yeah.
I like the boy, natural, not even when it comes to music, because he's closest to me. You understand? Okay. But then the Lumawa, Gambia, now if you call Seattle.
Yeah, because people, that's what I said. They will put politics on things. Yeah.
I mentioned name. They went and copied Natalie Key.
Yeah, who said Salola? But people would put flames.
That's what they did. Fake a man down a some. If Hussein knows that what I said doesn't imply to me, said who care? Who is some? Some is some. Some is not Hussein. Some is not Dada.
But you can't control how other people feel in it.
Yes. Yeah. But then when I said that, okay, that statement shouldn't come out from me. This law, you have my respect.
Yeah.
And then respect,
I was gonna come to that.
That respect, I earn it because that's what I know. You understand? You know, it is true. I said that in the heat of everything, you know, I should just stay on with my girls' issues and forget about it. Why not because of the boys there. I told you there's this block. We are doing similar job with them here in Norway. You understand? They've been fighting us from the start of this project. I don't even want to come and talk about them because I'm going to give them a boost. People are going to start to go and like their page here and there. I just stayed cool and let them just do what they had to do. Then they were fighting our project here. Billahi wallahi ta'ala, I didn't know when did I offended any of them. Maybe I'm doing the same thing they are doing and I'm doing better than them. You hate me. I know that they have problem with some of the members in the association, but that's not me. I lived in Norway for 6.5 years. I sought myself out to Magina. You understand? I don't have any problem with them. Man, even no matter what they wrote about my girls being here, if they contracted me, they want me to do a job for them, I will do it for them. You understand? But I don't see the reason why every suba de no L, the bin small girls nale, the bin Singateh nale. I don't know. So man's statement be, you know, it was more because this problem. And this person, we are not close, but I call him as a sister. She's a very, very, very like vocal lady right there. When these issues were happening, of my call, we spoke about it, which he shouldn't even be involved in this project. But the promoter in one of the state in Germany, project, so he came. He was asking here and there. I wanted to see how best I can get everyone's idea. Mom, in return, them my story. But mom, this is what it is. My girls are going home. This and the madam back less than 1 hour. The same people you post. So I was disappointed that sister. I have a lot of respect for her. Man, must have been problem, mom. You know, come like so after my toast, you are very down to earth. You accommodate everyone, but you should know that you are not a small person. I'm like, well, I don't see myself as that big person right there. I just need that. I know what to do, and I just do it. Man, I'm not looking for praises from people here and there, but the people that I'm working for, if they appreciate what I do, that makes me happy. Why your statement, Bob, it's not even for the artists. So what they got below. After this trip, I was thinking of which Gambian male artists we have to work on next chapter on your fee. So there is no way I would block their chance. But Luma Watamed Gambia living Binaka the truth. So we said people don't like accepting truth. So I
no, but that's the whole Gambian thing.
They say who the car fit, let them wear it. Man small hello that they know fee at visitor visa that they them league black job. If it is true though, Tonya la warma walolo why you haji so me lon gare def kon sa jikola.
No, but still, like
come like the way I said it, it was out of anger, but it doesn't mean I was trying to
pinpoint
here and there. No, but at the same time, it could be risky there. Once man you fee with a visitor visa, donga joma so, madam place a so, hey amsi so, you can need to need this club of no.
Yeah, and the tickets are also sold online. They can the tax can hunt them back in Africa.
Let me just need Ganya show Bob no. Policy Europe, the policy Gambia, these people, they go to the roots of the problem.
Yeah, but they keep records. Or something is there.
Let me just come. When they come to the roots of the program, they will check the lancings of the club number 1. They will check can more organize program number 2. Come more play for number 3. You're speaking your artist play for no. You are not allowed to get paid. You are not allowed to perform. Accidental that things like that happen. They knew that you came and break the law. They didn't play. You are here for holiday. You went and perform and you. Problem.
Investigation.
You can get banned for 10 years. You can get banned forever. You can they can put you in a blacklist. So it's safe. It's better to be safe than to be secure. But they should also have it in their mind that you understand? The way I said it, I shouldn't say it, but what I said is the truth. So they should consider next time. You should know the process that you have to come here. Because sometimes you hate and you check what you do here. Me, I went to Canada with a visitor visa. See airport. They my way over by force. Yeah. I said I'm an artist. They want to know if I'm an artist. I give them my website time when you check here, but still they want me to sing to prove to them. So all those things are there. So you never know. Ban airport in Ireland like ngatase tubabu bon. Immigration bon.
Social media.
Artists you bari hamun munga tingina ya me artist from ngafo ya sine kana ya me artist from Gambia. I have a show here. After here I'm going back home. Already implicating the sabo hamulo saban for some visa nga are you allowed to have a show? You are not allowed to have a show. Feka jai sabo di one sabo bana you don't live here danga nyo play ni. Come like you're trying to escape but you don't know you are putting yourself into shit. You have like next time so you get a visa nga nyo so you say control and you visit. Why don't sometimes nga mistake and I'm show you are going to have show when you are not allowed to have a show. But to cut it short is it is a very unprofessional statement, to be honest. For me, no one was expecting that. I would have just stayed my lane, my do my team, my bike, guide, but a bit of things, you don't have control over your words.
You made a mistake.
Yeah, come number 1, and with this trip is a massive success for the whole Gambia, not for the girl in the whole Gambia, but at the same time, it was like a university for me. Yeah. So in a nutshell, no, if everyone is offended with that, yes. But then I will not also waste my time on people who are envelope. Envelope Europe. Those people I don't have time to respond to them. No, hate
yeah, but like part of listening to Hussein's video, basically he did say if you could kindly like do a video or write a post and because he is offended, and even if it's going to be an apology or have an interview where you could kindly apologize. I'm thinking, have you contacted him? Because I'm on social media as much as you're on social media. And part of it, I sent you the video myself before you know si sobi, because the mako in this sobi te man suma de wasuma so daf de leer te dama autour mu leer yep mu set, because man dama fi nekk pour Gambian artists yep su fe ba pare yow suma waay nga yow war nga ma sax ne yow ne la something nga repost. Before you repost, Aji, you did say, Aji, I'm disappointed in you. Yeah, you said
I told you have direct contact. Call
wow, thank you. Here is where I also made a mistake. And man mayo while and we talk ngane mayo dama de nyaka pick this why dama la pick suma real why so in la repost. Before you do that, contact me and say, Aji, what happened to the tour? And when you said to me, I was like, oops, the way you I made a mistake, because manta manang apologize over the phone and said nothing like that will happen again between man mayo. Ma accept ma wacha si suf hamne dama mistake, because nyom duñ ham sax ne people like me tabi made a mistake along the line, because suñ ma yone dara ne repostal I could have contacted you to say, hey, Singateh, what happened? This is sent to me. You have a conversation, because at least they put me part of the tour to come and host. You have to understand. Before them put you, I'm sorry and all of that. I could have made a mistake. I apologize. So, have you at any point contacted Hussein? So, fake a video before my yone like
no. I think one of my he called himself as a PR. I'm one person. If they said, well, I guess I don't have been I don't even bother. When you don't see things, you don't get bothered. Yeah. But as I told you, always smart times you can have the most of your envelope Europe. You understand? So what Hussein posts, my friend sent it to me, said, bro, this statement is being Monaco. I understand. Hussein, I have an unfinished business with Hussein. Hussein is working with my artist, Flag Gangster. He's supposed to voice and send me that. I have unfinished business with him. So do you Hussein is like a brother.
Yeah, he did say.
Yes.
The one that he holds no grudges or anything.
No. It's good. I like those kind of people. It's good to speak.
Yeah, and to be honest, I have to give credit to Hussein because the way he comported his message, it was so like respectful, because he could have come out. He could have just come out and start blasting you disrespectfully.
That's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons I could vibe him. That's it. I like him.
Yeah.
He used his head more than his brother there.
Yeah.
He said how he felt, which is understandable. You know what I'm saying? But then, as I told you before, my intention wasn't meant for that.
Have you spoken to him?
You understand? No. That's what I told. I haven't. You see, this week,
yeah.
Nyaka nelo you more nyaka. See, week be able to fair. And so I was just trying to.
Hey, Singateh, wait. This story is even getting longer. Now you have the opportunity to apologize to Hussein. He came like, no, do it on my platform. Hussein, dada.
I'm not going to apologize to only Hussein. He's not the only one traveling.
Oh yes, do a general apology now.
If you said, I said, for me personally, my intention for Gambian music, Aji, 1 week laugh def no way that for 1 week like my fresh. Suma buy fi suma soxla ma dem ma ubbi studio, I lost more than I'm gaining. You understand? But I'm doing what I love doing. That's the reason. And I wanted to contribute man, what I don't have before, with the exposure, with the experience that I have before. I'm giving it back to these young people. You understand? And I wanna make sure I see them working with them to next level, not just this level. That's the main reason when the artist boom calling I want to stay independent so I can have the freedom of working with everybody. You understand? But on the next side, let them know that I can talk it more than them. You understand? If I want to see them all excel, to just go do their thing. Whoever I think can help, I will support you. But come in the nutshell that, as I said, that statement came in the heat of everything. It shouldn't have been said that way, the way it went out, But I'm apologizing to all the artists that feel offended by it, especially since Hussein is the first person that came and spoke out. So I have to call him because, as I said, I have a project with him that is not finished. So I apologize for that statement. It shouldn't be part of even the things that I wrote. You understand? As I said, no one is perfect. It was a very heated moment, and then it went out. I couldn't take it back, and I'm not a coward whereby when I write something, I have to go and hide it or delete it. Yes, I said it because I said it. So my only advice is to the bloggers, to these pages that are writing stuff. The kind of energy the kind of energy I am doing something. You understand? That no one is paid me for. The kind of energy they could have spent in promoting these young people should be more than throwing out damages. You understand? Attack mo ngini agangut Angleterre mo estis and you want it mbade your hair Angleterre for what? Bro, you tell them let them let's create more, come like as I said, let's create more positive vibe, because media you can have other media that are controversial. Munga promote some project elek ma def dara so ñëwé sama cristian dina ko accept because you promote some good part. But you never promote anything good, but you see something negative, you're young them down. Putting your brother down, what does it contribute to you? Nothing. So I think it's high time all these bloggers that are there support the industry. This is a baby industry. Then I'm over studio in Gambia less than 10 months. You make that impact. Sitting and being under artists. Where? Who will bring that kind of effect, that impact as so fast as it is? Experience. At least we are not that financially 100% strong, but we trying to see how best we can use the connection. So my connection yes, I know I can maybe if I cannot take it to America, but I know someone that I talk to, koku dina ma degul ma ne ko ma ne kii laa bëgg nga indi ko dina ko def. That I have that influence, you know. I have people that I don't burn bridges. There's more artists in America. I have this Nigerian guy who I invite the first time in America, 2006. Up to today, when I talk to him, I wanted to Mungini Samuma Hondes Mungini with love from America. Jude away. Mom labo turam. Mungini. She is here. This is the guy that took me to America. Jude away. He's a Nigerian guy. He's a promoter. There's more guy Gambian artists. You them to America. Man, I couldn't defend my petition. I would financially give you the money. Don't go apply because you're for my day. Because he trusts me. So put guy have that. Let them not try to discourage people that come there to help them. You know, then you're going to talk 110 times. You know, so we all coming there to support. So let us keep supporting each other. It's better than any negative thing. I drag. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't take you anywhere.
Singateh, having to add a bit with on what you said, I'm glad Nebima Wahe Hussein, you said no. I'm gonna apologize to everybody else that feels offended, because Hussein might be the only one that would came out and do a video. Someone might be there keeping quiet and felt the same thing, but wahut or devil that minute or the film ne luneka lu jomba, because manama de artist is artist what kebetu du luneka nga wara gena nga address. Why xam nga tamit hejna mom film ko tolu la, why again comme li ma rek hejna Hussein was genuine enough to come out and say, hey Singateh, this is how I feel. But maybe some of them ñi nga xamne sax nekul maybe ñom seen generation sax ñeneen ñu musona dem sax they might be offended and kept quiet. I'm a Gambian bi nu mer rek. So I'm glad ne apology bi generalized nga ko mu dem si everybody, and then I'm glad ne tamit Hussein came out to say, hey Singateh, and call on you on a very nice way to say, please bul fate ne like Nila feel and all of that. So which is definitely a good thing to do. So Jizzle is part of this artist Singateh. Yo ya Jizzle man hamna seen relationship, you guys are close. So have you spoken to him? Ndax mom the same thing la feel, or what happened ñom ñaar ak sa relationship ak ñom?
I spoke to Jizzle 4 days ago. Or before, that's prior to the post. But as I'm in Norway here, Jizzle is on his tour. He's waiting on me because they knew what I'm studio session here. You know, he's also another guy who he doesn't hold grudges. I know him very well. He doesn't hold grudges. That boy also, I have a clear intention for him. I want to make sure I see him because I think he has talent. I think he's still yet to get there for people to see the real Jizzle. You know, but I think Mom it's not going to be a problem. Come like as I said, I will see one way or the other meet all of them and they took it in for. They think, as you said, some hold the
regardless.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said this many times. Even artists and the summer you're not they were working together. You have problem. They want to just try to make peace. Even though you guys are not working, industry defend now. There will come time the circle is so small. We need each other one way or the other. You know, if I'm not working with Aji, we can still keep the relationship. You're not working.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes them I call when a kid, mom the key mungenyo, them I cancel Kena because I don't want them to come there meet there. Sometimes I'm going to have my guy, you get for talk between them. Let's just let go. It's a small industry. You know, man, now them Gambia, so all can maximum focus bunda, maximum ruhabi. I'm doing things, and my work is speaking for itself. I can do much better if I get involved 100%. So like just an industry, I'm not involved 100%. But I can do much better if I involve 100%. But the reason I didn't go 100%, they'll come and make me frustrated. My packs, my bagage, my nibi. You understand? I'm doing things and it's working effective the way I want. But I think if I involve 100% inside, I will do more than what I'm doing right now. But so we said, you go inside at some artists when they manage a manager, I cannot do manage because if I start managing you, I have to get insight. You know, I have to communicate with people, and me, my level of understanding things and some of the way of some of our people understand will not match.
Wow, because I'm only help because Gambia.
So people Gambian be more man in as much as I know more than you. When you talk, I listen. You know, I listen and see where you make sense.
Could ask questions.
Thank you.
Or could challenge what you say. They don't like that.
Some of them don't want to listen, you know. So that's the thing. But I think we are on the right track if we change our behaviors. The for them come to our way, maybe gain a be organized or three artists that are in the more unity among themselves.
Yeah, because a quick one. I'm sorry to cut you there. And our fatally, and someone sent me a message saying, asking this. Do you art promoters you hamne ñoo nekk di all artistes yi di leen promote especially yow ñi nga doon liggéeyal are they registered promoters in Europe or they just do it illegally because regardless they do it like that illegal.
promoter ko nda bondi jeto to kare bu yo meren kaman fu nekk ni this is the last time I'm talking about this tour project.
Tell me the question because I didn't even think about. Someone said, he said now they're complaining about artists being illegal, performing without permit, work permit. So asking promoters, Singateh mune, aji man sister, aji baba wande, mu stay on his lane. So mune do touch fee. Promoters in your answer lolu.
Bo mama small bo ngamne. Okay, I'm a Norwegian. I have a permit for being a tour manager, but I'm allowed to work anywhere in Singateh.
Okay.
That protects me. I can work anywhere here. I don't need a
all you know is about your
but for the promoters, to be honest, bala dukare.
But I like the question. We get Singateh mune ya bulo tu akunto. Amala fi problem wala. Yes. Singateh linga wax amna solo torop tay having to have you man wanalen manelende like I was introduced to Singateh pour hot seat bi, but you are this one Gambian artist that I can proudly say that you're my favorite because you know what, it's just your level of honesty. Because the first time I spoke to you, man, I tell people honesty means a lot to me. Singateh would tell you if no, the flower directly. Care would not feel that time if he is telling you the truth. And Singateh, because when I even offended you during the process, you said to me, Aji, you offended me, and this you didn't even say it offended you because I don't think it offended. But you said, Aji, you made a mistake. If you get it. Yeah, because man yo close bo xamne suma nekké ci tiha war nga etik sa téléphone waxtana man dan ñu ne la defal ni rek nga def ni te you are right mom la wone no one is perfect because man kuma yone amna relationship ak mom waye comme ni nga ko waxe yo la gëna close al tamit koku kon waron na wona bay sama xel ne Singateh li lañ ma sel de naka la fa démé ndax ma post waye xam nga rek again man tamit I'm not too big or too prideful to apologize to Singateh so defé mistake waxon na ko fi bu barhama amé mistake bo mu gëna def video suñ defee mistake you offend each other or nit génna sax mu ne dag ma offend final a way to say I am sorry du la rey no
so no la rek things yep no la dewe dafa capacite at some point but then I'm happy that the mission of the mission of the project went fine and Jang Hai, this is their first experience to perform here, you know, and then the hype that I put in them, you know, if people you might call, they would have get lot. Everybody you come to my world, everybody they might call, they wanted to give them gifts, but all of them I told them they know them Germany, so they know a few days, so that's when I arrange all those things. You understand? But still, you might they call them again. Well, if you have gift for them. Put them together. When I'm going to Gambia, I can take it for them. You understand? So it's a missed opportunity, but I come to my way. No guy muscle wa Oslo if he, you know what I'm saying? After their show, there have been a lot of calls coming from to the association that Sweden want them, Denmark, Göteborg. So next time we're going to plan, we make sure we have that, you know, all planned. You know, you play fee because ambience with the aga from what aga. Wa America aid the ATL wa ajira ATL bi naka July 4th bi ñun tam na nga commented nakala America nakala it's all possible. It's all possible. They can go to all those places. Te da xam naa ne suma brother Njok Malik tamit next year we can work closely we want these girls
definitely
together. It's all possible.
Definitely.
So, this is just the start of the beginning. You know, there are a lot of things that can. This is what we want, not just to come and perform, but to come and perform with pride, to come and perform with class. You understand? You know, so what man goes when you go, I mean, a treatment that they have here with their band, with everything. So, we got the same level. Make sure you know it's perfectly done because the more content is very important.
Deliverance, like what you deliver.
But if the content is not appealing, you don't get the stage. So content is important. At least content be more rich. Guy gisne lila. When people call me, I'm not gonna call me. Boy, they don't stand our Gambia. They don't enjoy. Man, I call it because they don't want to Gambia. Ñun am na li. Dega. And Musti Jabang also called me day before yesterday, Angleterre. The same thing that Mune bro bill down one night, like I couldn't hold my tears. Because it's what tears of joy, like because my whole content bunga and the feel the vibe. You understand? Not the content I'm the you know the artist in there. No. You know, let's give a better platform for them to extra artists but I'm more happy, make some more platform
recognize na more def.
Understand that? He's feeling himself, you know, music young feels above nice, then you can deliver the way you want it to deliver. So I think we should work more on quality than quantity. Man, that's my philosophy. Quality than quantity. Man, my studio, if I just want to record, how you might call it, record, but I always make sure. So when you're testing. If you're not ready, I tell you are not ready. I don't look for
that's what I say about your honesty. I just respect your honesty.
Whatever I worked on, Buga on Guru more definitely, but sing at more definitely. Let it be something classic that people can listen to outside. That's my feeling. So it's difficult sometimes. Small wide note. Sometimes, as I told says, man, I think the only thing I have to learn in Gambia is, man, the way I express myself, not knowing. For me, it's normal, but for Gambian, it's a big issue.
Me and Gambians don't get along.
Yes. For me,
because I'm gonna help. Danga tuki nga yaga biti mota. You will never somewhere of nothing do under acknowledge.
It's okay. It's not feka. Oh, kuma ko hot na ko. Mom si mom is na ko door. So I think I have to, but that's not me. It will take time for me to just change my ways. You know, I'm not disrespectful.
No, I don't want you to change because we have to hear it the way it is. Trust me.
So that's the thing. So we just have to make sure we do the right way. I'm not saying I know everything, but for me, I know I have experience being at the top for over 12 years.
Yes, definitely. We have to give you that respect.
I've been for over 12 years. I taught everywhere in this world. So I know at least I have experience that I can also help to give to these people or make sure, okay, this is what happened in Nigeria. This is what happened in other countries. So that's my intention, not to come and drag other one down. I'm happy with my life. So why should I give next person?
Sorry, I'm not solo, but we have to know the Gambian way of life. This is Gambian. You have 10 things you correct. Lundaw moy cover lu bah li nga def yeb because this is to dara because everyone is this is Gambian ni mo la congratulate mu ngi xaar nga feel if you know what I mean.
I know.
Wow. Because mu ngi xaar that minute bo xamne fail na rek amuta your problem xamut la nothing to do with you.
My next challenge is I'm working with people. My next challenge is to engage the Minister of Culture or the Minister of Youth and Sport. It's very saddening. Artists you want to respect, you want to represent outside. They go to look for a visa and they find it very difficult. The government is what's supposed to nyom arts and culture fale, nyom Minister of Youth and Sport fale, all these Minister of Interior, all of them, they should make sure these are the most of the artists. These are the artists that deserve diplomatic passport to make sure that they have easy access of way of getting visas to represent on outside. So if we don't have that help, we're not gonna make it. You know, so I think it's high time they support these young people so that they can give them a verbal load, whatever they call it, to make sure that their process get easier. But it's not easy to get a visa in Italy, Africa, especially Gambia. Gambia, we're on a hot red zone. Red zone. So these are the things, you know. But then on a nutshell, I would love to say thanks to everyone. Julima 5.
Déglu ma la dama bëgg bala nga dem ñu ngi close nii dama bëgg nga wax ma quickly yow lan nga jàngee si lii ak is this gonna be a trend that is gonna happen every year ngeen yóbbu artistes yi comme are we expecting this pour ñu mun a excite artistes yi gën a mun a liggéey is this gonna be something loo xam ne annually la moo am artistes yi di dem ak yow lan nga jàngee si lii before ñu dem nga tàggatoo.
You know, I said this is start of the beginning already. This cultural week hasn't been this lively for the past 6 years I could remember.
Moy dega?
It has.
But I'm sorry to cut you there. Birmingham Cultural Weekend, baby, mako filme. It's at 100,000 views. When I saw that today, I'm like, bloody hell, how did this video get to 100,000 views?
So previously it was very nice. later on dafa xalat them to return. So now that now that they have people like me and other young people that want
media
to build media, now his platform is bigger. This is anga do muna mosal naka mag lu ndaw rek nga ne ko do ko joxat. You understand? So we make sure
you're not having it.
So this is what we did here. It was a success, very successful.
Congrats to you and your team.
Everyone is happy for them. Then you make sure next year it will be even better and properly professional than this one. You understand? So it's the trend that has started, and then the aim of the association is to make sure Gambians' talent is showcased as they have been doing for the past 37 years. Understand? So now is the time we want to 100% Gambian. No Senegalese, no Nigerian, and nobody. 100%.
Flyers where you know a Gambian and a Senegalese is supposed to play, and then only the Senegalese is their picture, and the Gambian is only their name, because they are even ashamed of putting our artists on the same flyers with Senegalese artists. It needs to stop.
Yeah, anyone that any artist that matches I know the crowd and I know the kind of vibe they want. Any artist that walk towards that and they yourself for either they can touch affair. Keep be part of this. It doesn't matter where you are, you know. From Sally gave him all I want, and I think this guy has to come. So just let them know this is the start of the beginning. The Vanica they happen every year because it's a cultural week. It's happening every year. Definitely. So every year we want entertainment.
Cities.
So we started this after this show of these girls call her in then you want next time you're planning against the other body. They are 3 hours from my second capital, Sweden. They are just right here, 3 hours. Now I'm Stockholm, now I'm Denmark, now I'm Finland. All these are in Scandinavia. It's easy. You don't even have to fly. You don't have to fly. Only Finland he can fly, but the rest of the you do a train thing, I do a bus thing, I do a train thing.
Yes, definitely.
Nice. It can be an easy tour. So we're gonna make sure this is planned properly. Next time, guys, they will have a smooth ride. So as I tell you, the tour went fine, but for me, it is more or less like a university for me. So I've been corrected, and make sure next year, inshallah, we have a better one.
Yeah, Singateh, just my last question before we go. Having to say the artists and work, so in delivery, so in, I mean, all the criteria, because obviously Lola Dewa, so we be nehe. You don't even need to tell people the play or say order, because we be nehe na linga deliver nehe na niti dine recognize and work. So is it a part of the project more this, because artists I mean bugun lena wane definitely send kit like kata. So len ko ute sa nyong artists dañ wara def send kit like kata. Why I mean dañu am hobby ne he harama gëna pousse Singateh dina ma recognize mu ñoo feel ne next year tamit our Gambia nga yobu Ses Ngom ak Miss Jobis. Is it ne part of the project is the same artist every year constantly?
No. The same artist every year. That was happening. That was happening. No. As I said, this year basically the 3 ladies came because the program is basically on women empowerment. So more than the artists, the next year is gonna change. It might change our Gambia come again. It might change Mysteries come again. That the next year we see. But young artists you understand our Miss Jobs one guy you want to come back here, you have to go back to the studio but next year.
Yes.
You know, especially our one album 1 year. You didn't release anything. Go back to the studio, my darling. Show them that you have to put everything in one album. You have more to come. You know, but it will be nicer to come back on another tour again when you have something new that you can add up to the old songs that you have. But we don't want to come with the same song I report, never monotonous, never boring. So it's hard work. Yow mi agité mu nga dem studio nga am hit dëkk bi ñu ne
man tay wax na la ne jox ma studio ma commencé di wëy nga bañ
ñu ne
man wax la mu nañu wax
mo toj dëkk bi next year nga ñëw to fi. It can happen. More than every artist right now, as long as you are studying, so I'm a passport, they want to get the passport because you never know anything.
Alors, so ma tek di laaj ma artiste da am na passeport. Singateh li nga wax am na solo trop part of tech show bi dama bëggoon xam ndax sa project bi ndax yow sa bopp da nga toog na da nga delluwaat si studio bi continuer sa project bi because xëy na nuñ la gisee Gambien li fi ni dañoo foog ne xale yëpp ñibbi nañ waaye Singateh du ñibbeeti so yow yaa ngi plan pour ñibbi ak kañ nga plan pour ñibbi ndax yaa ngi dem Gambie ba tey continuer studio ndax danga ko tëj nii nga ñibbi.
No, studio bang fa bagage am fa. I'm gonna back man ma wane gaay jiitu ma
Okay.
And man ma jël doole tuuti. I'm coming very soon. It's not even up to a month. I should be back in Gambia. So dama lijjante tuuti rek ba pare ma daw.
Aga di foog na ñu ne waa Singateh dafa disappoint promoter si ne daw dem toog foofu nga Gambian bi.
dama daw poto yi ak tàngaay bi tuuti. xam nga naka.
mu ne Mustapha mu ne da nga daw nawek.
It can be possible. So I'll be here. I'll be working. I have some projects to finish here. I'm not studios. I'll be working from here. Then there's my time Banjul Tamil. I have few albums projects. You manage to so yeah, the studio is there. And then when they come up with a studio, they might upgrade. They will see something different, inshallah.
Guys, dégg ngeen ko Singateh mu ne fa gën a step up su ñibee ma wax leen ne conversation bi neex na trop man lii laa dee wax ne leen waxtaan ñu juboo ñu dialogue moo gën ku nekk ku offen ku nekk nga génn soo xamul nga génn wax xoolal lii nu neexee rek am fi Singateh muy suma caameñ ñu waxtaan ak yooyu man Singateh saa yi ma ko koolee buy nelaw sax dina uyu suma kool gis nga man suma koolee Singateh sax suma nit yónnee si moom sax dama ko doon ne kool naa ko aw ma ko waaye in next 1 hour dina call dina return suma call bi because ñii ñëpp dama am relationship bu cool ak ñoom nañ dee bàyyi di gis nit ñi rek di leen jooj xam nga waxtaan juboo soo xamut nga xam man moo tax ma ne leen ne gis ba pare ñoom góor ñi artistes yi ñu jigéen ñi ñëpp jox nañ ma respect boobu nga xam ne su ma leen invité duñ nekk di tasaaroo di misbehave di lifin dañ dee ñëw toog waxtaan xam nga cër bi tamit mu fa xam nga ngeen jàppee ma seen sister di ma dooleel because mënoon naa ko mu ne ma aji lii du ma ko waxtaane ku ko neex lu ko neex mu fiil
I did that platform but you know about the whole thing, but the way they present, I said I'm not coming.
Yeah, you did say that ñeneen platform bi call ko pour mu dem mu ne no du dem.
If you don't support me in the midst of where everything was there, you didn't dollar.
Yeah, when there's controversy, you wanna bring me. I'm not having it.
You're not gonna have me. You can just write whatever that might need. You don't want to talk about, no problem. But I also have my principles. Because you were there, you've been supporting. You call me, I will come. If you don't support, I will not come. So I'm just saying that it has been a whole one and the so this chapter is closed.
Yes.
If you feel offended,
yes,
we are sorry, and then we make sure next time is properly done and we move on. From there, let's think positive and then move on from there.
Gambia
this case is closed. One can call Benny Media.
Gis nga waxtaan ak dialogue waxtaan juboo kooku gis mistake am te la gis mistake am ñu ñëw toog ne baal ma du la rey du la def dara comme nu ma ko waxee rek man mi sa tooñ naa si Singateh waaye yëgu leen ko because lu ma mun a binda yëpp boobu bindu ma ko waaw man maa ko tooñ man it wax naa ko ne baal ma si live bi te du amati ma wax leen ne jërëjëf nag toog bi yàgg na Singateh tamit wax ko jërëjëf ndeysaan ma wax naa leen ne soo bii depuis balaa muy dem lañ ko planoon yàlla ne demal rek am na luy xew loo xam ne bu ñëwee waxtaan bi gën a ne ngeen wax ñun ñëpp ku fi wax tamit loo xam ne du ma dee apologize after suma soo bi nag waaye xam nga lii dafa nekk ñoo xam ne dañ si offended ba pare te man bugguma tooñ su nekkee tamit fii tamit am na luñ fi wax loo xam ne keneen gis na si boppam nga baal ñu parce que aji man du ma ñëwaat di def beneen live ma la baal ma amata waatoo tijji so Singateh nga tàggoo rek ñu wax a good night and thanks for granting me this time and opportunity pour ñu talk waxtaan man. Thank you very much.
Thank you everyone listening. As I said, let's look forward. I think there are going to be a lot of nice, wonderful things that are going to happen in the future. Thanks to everyone that's been commenting, and thanks to my PR, Mustafa Kamara. Momode, man blind island. I don't want whatever one's right. Momode them copy will send Mako by force. Stop sending me this, but I think you need to know what people are saying about him. I don't go, who am I that not people? No one have to talk. No one talk about me. I think for me it's more healthy if I don't see what you're saying than reading, even though you know it's not gonna do me anything. But yes, as I said, this case is closed. I'm not going to come to anybody who can say you're in the envelope Europe. You are not the right person to come and criticize me. I have tried enough what I can do, and the people that it matters. You and enjoying and Bopa, the artists are happy. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. Thanks everyone watching, and GSF, good night.
Thank you very much, Singateh, guys. Thank you very much for spending this time with us. Comme ni ma leen ko waxee rek man ñi ñëpp suma caamañ leen ku ma si koŋ-koŋ sa bunta bi di nga ñëw ñoom ñëpp ma wax leen ne tamit xam nga àdduna amul solo yéen mi toog seetaan show bi yëpp lii dara daaxu ko having to have Singateh fii te man Singateh man dama ko dewa man Singateh moom suma waay la waaw man moom man Singateh suma Singateh la suma darling la suma jëkkër la suma husband la suma yëpp la so and guys have a good night ngeen baal ñu nag toog bi yàgg na trop okay good night kiss Singateh we talk later guys bye.
Good night.